Can you tell me if you hear me correctly with that music in the background? Oh, that wasn't intentional. So I wore red for this.
What are the odds?
So many odds. I pulled this out of my drawer and I was like, is this my TCG Scrub shirt? I was like, no, when the hell did I get a normal red shirt? That's super weird. So I wore it all day today. It was super comfy. Let's see if that worked. Cool.
You want a piece of gum?
Would you like a jelly, baby? Hi guys. There's a decent amount of you on YouTube. Jeez, I guess we should stop streaming on Twitch. Jesus.
Right, just stream our epic stories here now.
Yeah. Cool. We're just waiting for Joey. He'll be here in about 15-20 minutes. We'll officially start the Q&A then. So we'll just, rather than have a picture sitting there, we'll hang out and just chill, you know. See how that goes. This super cool, I was just telling Oscar, I'm pretty excited. There's this super cool app that's streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and I can see all your chats in one window, and it's super awesome, and I love it. This is my dog, Ward, if you guys haven't met him. He's usually in some of our videos. Yeah, we have a Twitch, twitch.tv/TCG Scrubs. We usually, we're going to start doing a consistent... Yes, that was a Doctor Who reference. Somebody got me. I'm going through all of Doctor Who, and I'm just about to finish the 4th Doctor here. And so far, he's been my favorite.
Yeah, he's great.
It probably goes the 4th Doctor, 2nd Doctor, 3rd, then 1st. The 9th Doctor is probably above the 1st for me, but we'll see how these other Doctors turn out. But yeah, we're trying to stream on Twitch more regularly. Once we get a certain piece of equipment, at some point here, we want to stream live gameplay as well. Yes. But right now, we're starting to get kind of consistent, at least with streaming epic stories. We filmed some Lackey gameplay, which we were filming it anyway, so we decided to stream it as well. We did that Wednesday night, we streamed it, and then I edited it and put it up Thursday morning. And nobody liked that video. But it's pretty fun. We like streaming gameplay, and we'll be streaming other stuff as well on Twitch. We're gonna try and diversify it, like some I think Oscars might be doing some MTG Arena. Joey's doing MTG Arena. What were you doing?
Probably Pokemon.
Maybe Pokemon Online. I swear to God, whether they know about it or not, I'm gonna put Clash Royale on there. Or maybe, I haven't read the terms of service, but I've been playing that new Command & Conquer mobile game, which is really just a mobile game that they happen to call Command & Conquer, but that's a separate issue. But I gotta see if the alpha allows me to stream it. Probably not, but I'm enjoying that game, though, outside of the Command & Conquer franchise. It's really hot outside, and I was building stuff, because I'm a builder now.
What were you building?
I was building shelves. I'm going to be building shelves for my movies and a little 2-step stairs so our tiny dog can get onto our bed. He'll sit there and just like bark and whine until we put him up. So we're like, oh, let's just make some stairs for him. It's going to be super awesome.
You know what? Make me a picture frame.
Oh, that's a good idea. I can make picture frames for myself.
Yeah. Make me one too so I can hang that Caster's poster you gave me. And go like right over here behind me.
I need to put up my Caster's. Where's my Caster's posters? That they are. I don't know if I don't think I ever showed you guys these. Someone, I don't know if he's still here. Someone asked if we'll be casters in this video. Here's casters content. Whoop-bam. We got poster 1. I thought about giving these away for our Patreon giveaways. Try to figure out a good way to send them where they don't get bent, but I also don't spend $30 on shipping. Poster 2. I really like that one. Poster 3. This one...
That was my favorite one.
It kind of reminds me of Weiss from Ruby.
Yeah, that's what I liked it.
And then poster 4. Weiss is your favorite on Ruby, right?
You cut out for me for a second. What was that?
I said Weiss is your favorite on Ruby?
Weiss? Yeah, Weiss is my favorite on Ruby.
Yeah, my favorite too.
I was gonna take the poster, but I knew that you and Melissa liked it.
I mean, you could. It's fine. Yeah, it's funny because Casters, I mean, really when you think about it, Casters is more anime than Force of Will is. You know what I'm saying? When you really get down to it.
Yeah. You're roboting there for a bit, man.
Yeah, I could see that with my videos. Really weird. I don't know. I'm making sure that I don't have anything crazy going on here. I don't think Steam is open. Am I better now?
We'll see.
We'll see. Let us know if guys, a couple of you watching, how this is. Hopefully Joey gets on soon. But
I still hear it cut out here and there.
Still hear it cut out here and there. Let me go into. You're good. I could just be me running Discord and streaming at the same time and running OBS and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. They say they're fine, so it might just be us, you and me connecting through Discord.
Yeah, that's true because they're getting my audio directly. My audio's not going through the internet.
Yeah.
For them. So that's fine. You're gonna have to hashtag deal with it. What if Force would start doing the lewd rares like they do in Casters, but for the main game? That I see. I would be fine with it. I think the lewd rares and Casters are hilarious, and I love them. But
there's some tasteful ones. There's some that are out there though. There's some that are like really out there.
They're great though. I guess it depend on the loot. I mean, Force of Will has done some pretty out there stuff. They've done Booty Zero. I mean, even the most recent cluster are with a side boob Rhea. You know, it can get pretty close with their promos, especially. I'd be down for it though. I think it'd be hilarious. But since it's Force of Will and not Casters, I would want them to spread the love. I would want like a lewd Mikage and stuff like that as well. A lewd Welser and all that. I think it'd be hilarious. I think at minimum like a Japanese like exclusive lewd promo or something like that would be cool. Because those like how Booty Cat is, like it's just a cool collector's item and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Golly, I'm thirsty. But yeah, no, Casters is got some interest. There's some stuff. See, it's not even the loot stuff that's kind of weird and bothers me in Casters. It's the stuff like the card Swallow Hole. That's like, and it's got the art of her having like a tentacle in her mouth or something like that. It's like, all right, guys, you're really like pushing it there. That's kind of stuff where I'm like, it's not so much like the lewdness as much as the super out there suggestive stuff that's like kind of weird to me. But some of it I find hilarious, like the what is it? I want to say Back to Basics, but that's not it. But it's like something like that, back to like. And it's like her and her clothes are like disintegrating. And it's pretty funny to me, at least. I don't know. I love Casters, but I don't have the card. I was gonna show off some of the interesting cards, but they're all in the living room because I was gonna put together some caster stuff because I'm gonna be doing casters content. But it's just been a lot of stuff going on. But this weekend, maybe if I get a spare moment, I want to film some casters, deck profiles, and maybe a gameplay video, as well as Force of Will deck profiles. And also maybe a gameplay video with Melissa, because we got I have some cool decks that I made, and I want to show off the deck profiles for like. I made a Panda deck that I'd mentioned before. That's essentially an OTK Panda deck based around the ruler that I really like and is fairly consistent. That I want to do deck profile for, but also do some gameplay for. So all I gotta do is find the physical cards and throw them together. I just don't, I need to proxy some of the one that recovers your J ruler. The one cost quick cast, what's it called, Oscar? Oscar, everybody.
What?
The one cost quick cast recover target J/resonator.
Resuscitating something, right?
Resuscitating will, yeah. I need to get more of those. I only have like one full art that I pulled.
Yeah,
we messed around with this. Huh?
I have the 2 I pulled, and then I ended up buying one more online because they were around $3 when I bought them. I figured those are going to be going up.
Yeah, they will. I'll probably try trading for some or something here.
Trade me for some? I have 3.
No, I said trade for some, like in general.
Oh, got you. You're cutting out, so I'm having to assume some of the things you're saying.
Have we messed around with Seal, Feasting Ruler from WOM? If so, what's our overall thoughts on her as a ruler so far? Have you, Oscar, messed with her at all?
No. Or tinkered with it a little bit when we're doing some untapped testing to see if we're going to have to switch that when Lackey wasn't being updated. But I don't know. I'm generally bad at like original concepts and like starting off from scratch, and it takes a little bit to get there sometimes. So if I kept going with it, I'm sure we could have been somewhere, but I haven't touched it since that testing.
Yeah, I haven't either. I usually, it's just not the ruler type I gravitate towards. Usually I just gravitate towards red, burn, aggro stuff, but lately I've been more mid-rangey type of thing, anything with pandas. So I haven't looked at, or haven't tried to create something with her, but as far as overall thoughts on them, I think she's cool. Definitely not competitive, I think. But she is going to be really good at the local level, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff. All you have to do is play the stall out game, playing the 2-cost one to put 3 chance into your graveyard and grab another 3 of that same card to put in your graveyard, which automatically thins your deck by 3 cards, so it's easier to make more consistency in grabbing cards. And you keep playing auras to attach to her. Or you don't even have to play auras, you just play that card and you're good to go for the rest of the game as far as attaching auras. And you just play the stall game until you flip and do all of her effects, which could be pretty interesting. What kind of decks do we plan on taking to the GP? 2 different people asked this. What rulers are you guys thinking about bringing to Collinsville? And is Joey and or Melissa coming? As far as Joey and Melissa coming, Melissa was going to come, but she backed out at the because combination of just she doesn't like long drives, and this is a 13-hour drive, and we kind of have 4 dogs and 2 cats, and that would have been a pain in the ass to figure out. But as far as the deck / rulers we're planning to bring in, I'm still deciding. The 4 that I was tinkering with was Gil Alhamat, the Colossal Ruler, Panda, Imul, and Soul. I've ruled out Gil Alhamat mainly because the combo to do it requires specific 3 cards in my hand, and if any of those are canceled, it kind of sucks. I mean, he has other things he could do, but it's basically the combo the idea is the combo goes off for a grand total of like I think 3 or 4 will. I'm able to put enough counters on him to do his second judgment by like turn 4 or something like that. And it's really cool, and I wanted to do his Colossal side and make something around that. And it worked, but to get it working requires a lot. So I ruled him out. So basically, it's down to Panda, Soul, and Imul. I'm probably gonna rule out Soul. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm gonna change it if anything. It was same thing. Soul. I was going more gimmicky. I'm trying to do 4K in one turn, or some stuff similar, which I was doing pretty consistently, but wasn't enough to warrant playing the deck. If I go a different route with him, then I might consider him again. But so he's kind of up in the air. So the main two is my Panda deck, which would lean towards more the Ruler OTK side, and Imul, which is not flippy flip Imul, unfortunately, but more my version of the Imul that just uses her untap ability to play stuff, but a little bit more of an aggressive version of that, I would say, essentially. Why no also. You should prove everyone wrong on top of Pandas. Hey, Pandas is still in the running. I didn't rule out. Alright, I'll look into. I'll put more emphasis on trying to make Panda work. It's just trying to figure out how to get him going, and avoiding cancels and Lorite is basically my biggest problem. So I'm trying to figure out a consistent way around that. What about you, Oscar?
So I've been playing around with IU. I've been playing around with Scheherazade, which I'm sure everybody would love that. So I'm kind of bouncing between the two. I wouldn't mind maybe doing something else. I don't know, like, I don't think the new Featsing or even the new Kaguya will be, I don't know, viable to run and do well. So I'm leaning on those two mostly. I know back in my mind is like, I wouldn't mind a Lumia deck, but I'm also not really big on Lumia. Like, that's still a year ago. But that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Now the Sherry deck that I'm running with right now was one that it was the one that was given to us from David Brooks, but then like plucked some pieces that were banned out as well. And then threw in some things just I felt would make him go, smoothly or well, like the Patrolling Doll and some Sylvias and stuff like that. And then I played Colin. So I've only been playing Colin against all these crazy decks he's just announced that, we're trying to see how that goes. So I've modified it just playing Colin. So I need to go ahead and like maybe build some like what they call it, the gauntlet, so we can play test against real decks finally to see actually how it holds up. One of the things I had done when playing Colin this entire time was I didn't run final battles because a lot of those Soul and Alhamat decks he had been running the whole time against me didn't really play Resonators at all. So I was like, oh, there's no point in those. And then like I'd been playing with them for so long at that, and that he played his IMO deck. I was like, oh yeah, no, the final battle should totally be main decked in here. It should be sided out if I go against like one of his stupid Soul deck things. But yeah, it's kind of been changing and morphing over time. So we'll see.
Yeah, as far as with what I personally think top 8 will consist of, I still think Sherry's going to be a showing. I don't know if I've talked about the specific reasons, but just in generally, I think Sherry's still strong. It's still, regardless of, you can take as many cards as you want until you take out her side deck, you're still starting out with a 10-card hand, 5 of which are counters. And they introduced a new story chant, which allows you to recycle cards, resonators that go into your graveyard, including Lorite, and you can quick cast that card to play Lorite if Lorite's not in your hand to cancel abilities, in addition to putting a 2-cost into your field on top of that Lorite. So I think Sherry will still make a showing. One thing that was brought to my attention that I keep forgetting about, is Fair. Now with certain cards gone out of Sherry, I think Fair might stand a better chance now. We'll see though. But I think Kirik will still make a top 8. I don't think he'll be as big as Joey or other people who are making him out to be, but he'll still be a big showing. I think it'll be a more diverse top 8. I think top 8 might consist of like a Sherry, Lumia, Kirik, and maybe one other type of ruler that we're not sure of.
I do believe Fair would make it as well. I'll put the Fair in my top 8 as well. Do you think that with the new bands that Sherry still dominate?
Real quick, do we think Rhea is going to show at the GP? Oscar, that's all you.
She could. I mean, just control. I mean, this is all Joey. Joey's the Rhea player. He has her built. I haven't really.
But you at least play dark cards.
Yeah, I mean, what I was disappointed with her second sealed ability not being super cool is just kind of meh. I kind of decided to move on, so I don't really know how they're building her right now or the direction she's going in. But the fact that you're black and you have a lot of control stuff that you can do. I mean, she has some chances. Just like what does she have that's big at swinging in type thing.
It would be cool for a made a top 8. I'd like one of these rulers that were sort of like underpowered. This whole like Rhea or Freyla wouldn't, but like one of these rulers that never made a top 8 make it. But yeah, what Oscar? The one question Oscar was going to with new bans, do you think Sherry will still be as dominant? I just said, yeah, I don't think she'll be as dominant, but
I feel
she will still show up.
Be as dominant.
Yeah,
she'll show up. She won't be as dominant. No, I think some players will just kind of figure out how to run with her, like me, and try to make her something. But will she be like all top 8? I like to believe no, and I hope I'm not disappointed by that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's possible. Well, because she got rid of the all rune story, True Blade. Yeah, I don't think it's as possible for her to make top 8. However, True Blade also was a counter for her as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Rune Story was a big hit though, so that's nice that they got rid of Rune Story.
It was. When we were playing and I didn't have that Rune Story, I was like, God, that would have been great to have like right now. But in response, because everybody in both chats is talking about Dustgirl/Scarlet right now, I really do wish she could have gotten somewhere and she would have gotten support. It was mentioned in stream with Jeff that when you're running with the mechanic, like, no, it's difficult because you either make it to where it is now, where it's not that great, or you make it to where it's just too overpowered, and it's difficult to find the in between. I will tell y'all, as an Epic Stories fan, and I hope you are too, she's pretty good in Epic Stories. I made an awesome deck. It's in that little yellow box behind me over there that, thanks to Kukunochi, kind of keeps it going, because Kukunochi is a card from Valhalla Cluster that in a turn you draw back up to 7 cards, so you're just sitting there burning your opponent's all your opponent's fields like here and there for maybe major threats, then drawing back up your hand again. It's pretty great.
Zero could still be pretty boss too. I still think she's not as good anymore with things like Sherry and all that, but I still think there's something to be done with Zero somewhere. Joey needs to figure that out because he's the Zero guy. Joey will be here in like any second. He said he would be here 5 minutes ago, so I'll give him another 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes ago, he said he was walking up his steps, so he's probably just getting in his house.
Colin was.
I like this question. I want to read this question to you, Colin. You ready? Colin was acting weird when discussing Melissa on the podcast this week. What's up with that? Can love bloom in a battlefield?
I don't know with her. She's a little weird, so we'll see. I have too much love for my
Melissa's
fur
watching
buddies.
right now.
Is she watching? Oh, she is. Hi, Melissa.
He's like, wait. Let me retract that. Let me change my statement.
Is Melissa in Twitch and YouTube? What the heck is she doing? Weirdo. Do you guys think the pathway part will help out Kirik and or Shayla possibly? It'll help Kirik. It'll help Kirik way more than it'll help Shayla. I'll be honest. Path sweep part is ridiculously strong, I think, for 1 cost and 2 different effects to choose from. Kirik as an aggro deck helps him way more than Shayla, because Shayla can't really go aggro like Kirik can, so it's more of a defensive mechanism or late game something, or just like a staving off mechanic, whereas Kirik, it just a lot of benefits. It'll help Shayla for sure. Shayla needs help, and that's super helpful. But I think because of how much it helps Kirik, it'll snuff out any attempt of Shayla to outdo Kirik, in my opinion. Although, that being said, I would love to... I love Shayla. I don't love Shayla, non-blue player, but I love, as far as blue cards go, I really like Shayla and how her mechanics work, and still think... I'm going to say this a lot. I still think there's something to be done there with Shayla. Glad you're still.
When we saw all the starter decks, Shayla's was one I was most hyped on just because of the whole kind of sea life of it. Like you had whales and dolphins and jellyfish, and I was like, oh, cool. Hopefully we get like more jellyfish and more whales and whatnot. And they're like, no, it's just mermaids and more. I mean, it was a mermaid themed deck, but still, I wanted to see some more stuff. Oh yeah. Shadow Phoenix says hashtag Team Melissa, who she asked after watching our podcast, like, why did you include me in this poll? I'm like, yeah, I didn't think about that. We should have added to him.
Yeah, no, she's doing pretty good on the news so far, I think. Let us know what you guys think of her. So someone like
let us know what you think of her while she's here. Watching us. Yeah.
Careful what you say. No,
it takes a long time to walk upstairs.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably like brushing his hair or something like that. Wait, does he still have hair?
Since booting it, yeah. He's on.
He's invited to the call. He just has to join it. I miss my vegetables. Damn you, Jordan. I don't get that one.
Yeah. So we had oh, there he is. We had the fruit. Remember was it the bowl of fruit or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
And Jordan was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get some more vegetation, like that plant later on."
Woo! Joey's here.
What's up, man?
Finally here, guys.
So I'm gonna be honest with everybody who's in chat right now. I thought it was gonna be like 2 to 3 people. This chat's going pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow the chat. I'm like, cool. I'm used to like one message every 1 hour or so.
Yeah, I'm used to when we stream epic stories and like 2 people watch us.
Yeah, no, there's that, the vegetation thing, and also the stone art with the turtle that we're supposed to get of all the other creatures. Because we got the turtle, the lizard.
That's right.
And
he had said that a lot of stones were in a series of cards where they would all kind of match. And there was going to be animal series, and we had all the animals, or all the colors represented with animals, except for which ones? Like black, I think.
Yeah, so I wonder how much of that they just didn't end up doing, or how much of that they either did or stopped doing out of spite against Jordan.
Yeah.
Joey's just over there. Tweak, 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 tweak.
I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit more lighting on these.
Say hi to everyone, Joey.
Hey everyone. I heard there's like 8 to 12 people in this chat right now.
Something like that. According to my congregated application, Twitch and YouTube combined is 20. So why aren't you coming to Collinsville GP, Joey?
Because I live in California and I'm broke.
So apparently we're surfing on money over here.
You guys can like drive out for like, I don't know, $100 bucks. I need to fly out for like couple hundred, and then I need to get time off from work, and they have time off from work.
You need to go
so I want
for
to
Joey.
comment on one thing with the time off at work when we were like, Joey, you should go with us. Like, I just can't get time off from work. And then 2 days later, guys, I'm going to Hawaii. Like, what? Yeah, my family's taking me.
And I'm getting everything's paid for going to Hawaii. So
the point was time off from work.
Yeah, well, I didn't have time off at that point, but I have more time off now.
Joey's stories are changing more than cool stuff changes their stories.
Topical.
Sad joke.
Me and my friend have been wondering a lot whether the new starter decks are going to be playable cohesively with either ruler. Does anyone know about that? Do you mean like if you get a starter deck comes with 2 rulers, and if all the cards work with either ruler? Is that the question you're asking? If that's the question, then probably. Because it comes with 40 card. It's still technically a 40 card deck, I think, if I remember right. That's split into 20 card decks. So by definition, I would think it's still 40 cards that work, and so it'll probably be a lot of generic cards that aren't really ruler specific in the same way that we've seen like rain and then rain cards that go with it, or strength counter cards. It'll be more like maybe it's something like a Kirk that uses strength counters, but none of the support cards that are in that starter deck give you strength counters, or maybe they have awakening or extra effects that use strength counters that could be used in either deck or something like that. 10 mechanics that all have a half-ass support. Yeah, I'm hoping not either, golems. But, like, I'm hoping, because it's 10 rulers total throughout the whole cluster, which is going to be the smallest amount of rulers we've ever had for a cluster. So, by definition, I think if there's a ruler that does not get enough support, that's 100% something that should not have happened, in my opinion. There's no reason for the rulers not to get equal support at 10. They might get different support at different stages. They might, but by the end of the cluster, they all should have equal support, in my opinion.
Well, what do you say is like equal support? Like, I mean, it's pretty clear. Like, if one ruler is way too strong, like he's on.
No, it's not
like
about strength. It's like, hey, how about that Pandora and Wilsa support? And then everyone laughs. There should not be a situation like that. That's all I'm getting to. There might be a situation of like, hey, I'm going blank on a card. Hey, Feithstein Seal Ruler. She has a decent. She has enough support to make her work. Essentially, she doesn't have as many cards as the other rulers for support, but she doesn't need more because she has the correct amount she needs. You know what I'm saying? So situations like that. What are the thoughts on?
So
Gil?
I'm asking Joey this one. Joey, your thoughts on Gil with his new support?
On the ruler Gil?
Yeah. Starter deck Gil.
Starter deck Gil.
Yeah, I don't know. I brewed him. I'll need to try out. I think it was Brandon's list, right? I think. Yes. Yeah. David Brooks. Yeah.
David.
That's the question.
Okay, got it. Yeah, like, so I think it's this weird thing. Like, I definitely need to try that list out. Like, I need to tweak a little bit of mine. I really wanted to go heavy into like Lorite and his 7 disciples, and then like Gil as like one of the finishers. The only problem is like that's already like I wanted all those to be a 4 of. That's already like 12 slots without any like actual spirit magic or elemental support. So that's one of the issues, you know, that I had in my deck, is like when I'm milling stuff, I'm not milling stuff that's good. I'm just like, it takes me like 2 or 3 turns to like hit like an elemental in my graveyard, which is not what you really want. But my issue with him, like, I'm sure there's like a really good like build, like milling stuff into your graveyard, like purposely putting it in, is like some of the most broken stuff in like Magic and stuff. And so I know there's ways you can utilize that to make it really strong. Like, my issue with mine was that like I hated playing the elementals, and I thought the elementals all, like, besides like maybe 1 or 2 of them, I think there's a lot of them that just suck. So like, to have elementals in your deck, it's like, oh crap, I'm playing elementals. And if you like spec really heavily into elementals, I think there's a lot of potential there. But then you have a ton of elementals that you're playing, and I'll have to try out your list because I like the tribal nature that you had going on.
Yeah, I think running those multicolor elementals that have void cost to just do their inheritance, to just pitch them into your graveyard while getting an effect to potentially destroy a resonator or gain life or something like that is good.
I just don't think, like, there's a couple of them that I just think are bad. Like the white one, sure, like it has a 0 cost like inheritance ability, but it sucks. Like, the ability itself sucks, and you're just pitching the card just to put it in your graveyard, which I think is also like a waste of card advantage. And like, you're already pitching stuff by discarding or by milling the top card of your deck every turn. Like, I don't know, it just like that card I don't like. The 1 cost -4/-4 looked pretty good. I kind of liked him. The green one is great. Like, the cool thing about the green one, and what I think I'll try and do going forward, is like he works on any elemental. So like you don't. So there's some like chants, like Gentle Breeze Elemental is a chant. There's like 1 or 2 other elementals that are chants. So like you don't have to reveal resonators. You can reveal any elemental. So, but I don't know. I think. Yeah. I guess to like, this is the long thing. I should have stopped.
Real quick, someone said they're messing with a Rhea Elemental Mystery mixed deck. And that sounds super interesting, by the way. I think that sounds super cool.
Yeah.
I was actually sitting here thinking about building elementals. Like, I built just out of the box elementals. Again, I'm going to keep pointing over here because that deck's over there too. But it was cool. I was like, oh, this is neat. You know, maybe we can play test with it, Colin. We never played with it. And then Jeremy's video went up on their channel, the Ruler School channel, and they had done the elementals, but using Faria, and I was like, oh yeah, because they all have inheritance, and she works with inheritance. I didn't even think about that. So that was pretty cool.
And David said you want to flip Gil after your Force Stone, so you're not milling as hard. Real quick, I just want to, because they're having a discussion about runes and stuff, I want to say that, yeah, I think that the rulers themselves are going to be way lower power level than what we've seen, which I think is good. That's what I've always been wanting, is a low power level ruler. But it's...
yeah, I'm sorry to kind of interrupt. Like, I'm thinking they're going to be as crappy as like base draft rulers, because that's why, you know, Jeff also said like we're not going to need draft rulers, because I think these are going to be just like, they're going to be just as good as draft rulers.
Just as bad as draft
rulers.
Yeah. And it's going to be like a blank slate where you splash runes and basically make it your own. And I like the idea of that. Like, imagine a rune that can go inside of any deck, but you can only run one of this type of rune, and you flip it and you choose which color you're energizing for example. Like, I know that's something they won't do, but like the possibilities that the runes hold, I think is a really cool idea, potentially, of being able to just like play this ruler that's not very strong, and the runes, even if you put them all together and they do whatever they want to your ruler, still should never be a high power level like we've been seeing. But it's still like the customizability of it could make it a high power level through combo effects, which is how it should always be. There should always be a payoff for you doing combos or some sort of configurations that pay off. There should never be a huge reward for you playing one card that is equal to or greater than a reward of playing multiple cards. And I think that sounds like runes would be the first step in that direction, which I think is the correct direction to go, which is like no more someone doing a big card or a big combo and someone just playing one card like Lorite to stop it. It should be they play Lorite plus something else, or have to do something else to give up. They have to give up something in order to stop your combo effect, and that's a direction that runes by default almost takes, I think.
Yeah.
I have to agree with Yuriken, who says if you do make the rulers weaker to start, Array Cluster's rulers will probably dominate for a bit.
It depends what the runes are. Because what if the rune is... what if there's a rune that's super strong, specific to, like you had mentioned, or who had mentioned it on the Ruler School podcast you were talking about, Oscar?
You're cutting out for me, so I didn't really understand what you did.
The ruler. It's only you guys. The Ruler School podcast. Someone had mentioned about the runes and what could make these rulers outpace the Rhea Cluster rulers.
Yeah, I forget.
But anyways,
it's a partial. I don't know the full question again because you're cutting out on me so bad.
Basically, yeah, I'll just let them know. But the rune. It all depends on the rune system. Depending on what the rune system ends up being, the rulers could outpace the Rhea Cluster rulers. Worst case scenario, it might take a booster set for them to shine, but I think at longest it would take one booster set. And yes, I agree, it's 1,000,000 times better than this sealed abilities they had. I thought it was cool at first, and I quickly got over that, and I hate it now. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, we had somebody who looked like they're new joining the game, messaged us on Facebook, and I was like, it works like this. It was a cool concept at first. It was based heavily on the lore. Wasn't so great in the long run of it all.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get too deep into another conversation, just so you guys know, just thanks everyone for joining. This is our 2K stream. Big thanks for everyone for joining, and if you guys are subscribed or anything like that, we had hit 2K subscribers earlier in the week, and so pretty awesome. It was something we had been looking forward to for a while now, or Oscar at least. So huge thanks to everyone. And so if you have any other questions, like I said, we're just gonna we're just gonna hang out and keep answering questions that as we have been. And if you have any other random questions, like, hey, what does Joey do when he's not filming stuff for 10 minutes a week for the channel? You know, you could ask that,
or when he's not editing all the videos that me and Colin.
Oh yeah, all those videos that he edits.
Or when
I have a long.
Hold on. Or me and Colin do all that work, and then it's spoiler season, and 2 spoilers in, Joey's like, "Oh, spoilers again! Oh, this is so much work."
Even though he doesn't, all he has to do is show up and record and leave, and doesn't have to do anything else.
For like 20 minutes.
Ooh, I see. This is Q&A we put on Joey.
Yeah.
We're talking about something I wanted to comment on, but we moved to that. I forget. Oh yeah. Okay, what were we looking at, Colin? That we're like, oh wow, look at that. Was it a year and a half ago or 1 year ago that sub count we've seen?
Oh yeah. We had come across a Facebook post 1 year ago of someone congratulating us for hitting 500 subscribers, and we were like super excited. We're like, woo! Thanks for the 2K or for the 500 subscribers, and we're like super excited. I think we had done a giveaway at 500 subscribers and stuff like that, and then and that was 1 year ago. So 1 year we got 1,500.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which might not seem a lot, but for us, it's a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah,
right.
Speaking of, thanks, David. David just did a $2 super chat. Thanks a lot. 2K hype.
Hashtag 2K hype.
David Brooks has been a patron for a long time. He's been following the channel for a decent amount of time as well. So he sends us a bunch of deck lists like we've been talking about. We're going to be doing his guild deck list gameplay video later this week, probably to go up on Thursday or something like that. And we'll probably stream that as well. I'm pretty excited for his deck list because it looked a lot nicer than Joey's guild deck list.
Well, there. I get it.
But yeah, no. Thanks a lot for the super chat, though. That's super awesome.
It is.
I had totally forgot that super chat was a thing.
On Twitch side, though, did we go back at least far as Captain Heggs, his real runes are in their own deck, they said? So I feel like it will be more like a grimoire for all rulers, but with some sort of card to activate certain runes.
Yeah, something Colin had a...
They didn't say that, though. They said they'll be in their own deck, but some will also be in your main deck as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
Well, yeah, and somebody corrected a little bit further down, saying that, yeah, no, so there will be some in the main deck, there will also be some in the rune deck. They're each kind of working in their own way. Some are specific color rulers, specific rulers. So it looks like a lot of rules pertaining to each one.
I'm really hoping they get this balance right because I think somebody, who was messaging on I think it was Facebook or Patreon, who was saying that pretty sure it was Patreon and that like players find ways to like break the game, and I'm really hoping that doesn't.
Yeah,
because it'd be really easy to find just some stupid combination.
Another $2 super chat from Yurkin. Thank you. We're going to Valhalla, boys. Yeah, see, I was super hyped about Valhalla. I feel like people didn't share in my hype as much. I mean, I didn't play during Valhalla, but like I had mentioned, it was like when I was watching Doctor Who, the Ninth Doctor for the very first time. Had never seen Doctor Who before. I knew of Daleks and knew about them, and so when I got to the episode Daleks, I got like super hyped about it. I was like, oh my god, it's a freaking Dalek, that's so cool, even though I had no previous history with it. And so it was the same thing of like, oh man, we're going to Valhalla, except in this case I've actually played with Valhalla cards via Epic Stories, and I knew of them, and there's sort of this cool like mystery around it because it was a very limited release and all that stuff, super hard to get. And so, like, I got super hyped for Valhalla, and I'm super excited about it, with the exception of the weird-ass bunny that I hate.
That bunny is awesome. That totally reminds me of, like, that's the same for me, except with, like, Infinity War. Like, I didn't know about Infinity Stones, didn't know about the Infinity Gauntlet, so it's like that was really cool. Same whole idea. But.
Yeah, now they get to like just build up hype for it going into it if they play their cards right. They could bring in old players who left the game back in, build up hype for new players and stuff. And thanks a lot for that super chat though. That's super awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And yeah, going back to the time between Valhalla and Grim without the broken Valhalla cards. Yeah. Or the completely useless Valhalla cards that are completely terrible now. Because that is most of them.
So I know, like, while we've played with Valhalla cards, I think there was some lore people have been asking, like, how does this affect where we are now that when they left Valhalla, it was apparently destroyed?
Yeah, so back. They can do two methods. There's a couple methods they could do. They could do the flash route, where they just throw their hands up and are like, fuck it, I don't even care if this makes sense anymore. They could do the Legend of Tomorrow route, where they just embrace how crazy and weird this could be and just roll with it, and it doesn't even matter if it makes sense. The Flash version is they're trying to make it make sense, but by doing that, it makes even less sense. Or they can do the they could do the whole branch timeline. Since we're already back in time and time was altered, this is basically an alternate timeline version or something like that. There's a lot of different methods I think they could go with it without breaking up what's already happened before in Valhalla. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No break mechanic. That's
what runes are. They're tricking us.
How hilarious would that be? Especially, oh man, that'd be hilarious. But they could bring the break mechanic back without, not the break mechanic specifically, but the idea of it back. I feel like that could be pretty funny or interesting to bring that in a way that's, like, say, ruler specific. In the same way that there's grimoire cards, there's like life break cards that go with a specific ruler or something like that. That could be kind of fun, I think. And nothing broken. It's not like life break. You get a 13/13 resonator. It's just like life break. Produce 2 will till end of turn or something like that. You know, it's just simple cards that do stuff, but it's, you know, it's just mostly fun.
Going back to this question, any races for Valhalla sets you guys would like to see come back for new Valhalla, like Knights of the Round Table, for example?
Any races?
I saw.
There's something I want to see come back, and I don't know if they'll do this. This is not a race; it's more of a mechanic. But I thought it was cool. Was the resonators that when they hit the graveyard, they then became additions that you can attach to your opponent's resonators, and they usually gave it like minus effects, like, oh, resonator gains -4/-4, and then the other one was what? When your opponent attacks, they take 400 damage type situation. Something like that would be pretty cool to see come back.
I would say just exactly what he said, Knights of the Round Table. I love Knights of the Round Table. I think it's just super fun. How do I do
chat only on this? No.
All right, Joey's in his own
I saw there's okay, so there were 2 combos I thought were really interesting. One was like Trents, and they were like they're like giant trees and stuff, and like a lot of them like tap for mana and stuff. And like if you had other Trents, they could do stuff, which sounded really cool. Then the other was like there was this there were these like creatures that that like they like bringing in one of them, you could like use its ability to bring in like another one, and then like it all led up to like it was kind of like Sacred Beast, except not Sacred Beast. And then like the last one came in and like destroyed everything, and I was like, oh, that sounds super cool. Like, so I'd like to see like, huh?
You said it was something that came in play and pulled the 3 others out.
Yeah. Like one of them came in, huh?
Wasn't it Yggdrasil that searched those deers out?
Yeah, but like those deers could search like their other deer friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Their other deer friends. Cool. It sounds stupid when you say it out loud. Real quick,
that just sounded cool.
I want to say real quick, Guinevere and Hook absolutely did something wrong. You get out of here.
No, Guinevere didn't. Guinevere.
She did so much wrong.
Never. No.
She deserves to stay in jail.
Enabler.
She's a gateway drug. She's 100% a gateway drug. And I do like the idea of bringing back life loss on Judgment, or life loss on your J-Ruler dying. Like maybe giving imperishable like a cost. So if your ruler has imperishable, you lose life when it dies in order to get that imperishable effect.
They could do really interesting like they could do really interesting
you get out here, Prisha.
Into the cards. Yeah.
You get out of here with Prisha.
They could do really interesting like put an effect on a card that says like when this card destroys a J ruler, the opponent loses like half their life. That way, you know, it's not like it's not like in the rules anymore that you lose half your life, but it's like a callback to the old Valhalla rules, where like this one resonator, has that effect,
like
and then
they
like
did
maybe
with-
another resonator is like a break effect.
They did that kind of with Vingolf 3 with some of the resonators kind of echoed their ruler counterpound effects. Like, I like that idea of echoing some of the mechanics of their inside of resonators and rulers. I like Richard Reel's idea, like 4,000 life, extra draw 1, 3,000 draw 2, etc. All right, no, I'm not quoting Richard. You get out of here on Ben Prisha. Gosh, Prisha, there was never a time where I played against Prisha and had fun. Well, maybe against like Oscar or someone where I actually got a chance to play, but Vingolf's, they were all interesting. Interesting is an interesting word to use for at least one of the Vingolfs.
We were so hyped about that Vingolf.
We were. Remember, we were talking about the Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah.
We were like, man, it's gonna be amazing. We started like the box art. We started watching the anime.
We started watching the anime to get ready for it.
Yeah, we were hyped, and then like first round of spoilers came up. Just dropped the anime.
The spoiler that had that flower, the pixelate flower in it, I was like, and I'm done. I think that was the point. That and the pregnant lady is where the pregnant lady might have got me more hyped for it. I don't know, because like the balls of just going all in on the pregnant lady was pretty awesome.
Just pregnant lady with the vest.
Yeah, like, and it was straight up just a shitty version of the artificial moon as well at the time that just came out. So I ran pregnant lady though, just out of like, I'm running a pregnant lady. Yeah. But the visual, just like, because she has high defense, so the implication is she's meant to be something that other people hit. So it's just like this pregnant lady on the battlefield, like, hit me. I see no downside in what's about to transpire. It was great. But I think the what's the word for it? The novelty of Vingolf 2 down the road, when Force Will hopefully is still a big game. Like, people will look back and be like, remember, were you around when this came out? I was like, oh yeah, I remember when that came out. And then like everyone bought their stock out, so now they're actually worth money because it's like a novelty item of like, oh yeah, the shit set that came out. Not shit like MOA, but collectible shit.
Was I around for it? Look, I got 16. One's a hollow. This box went for like $10 at one point.
The one thing Vingolf 2 did right, not like power-wise or anything, but it got the concept of what Regalia should have been right. Because of that, none of the Regalia were pretty much usable. But how it did Regalia was how all Regalia should have been from the get-go, in my opinion.
Yeah. I kind of wish I could have played like Vingolf-only games. I remember Vingolf 1's power scale was it was around the same, honestly, as Vingolf 2. Like, Vingolf 1 is higher. It was a little bit better, yeah. But like as far as like crappy resonators, it had a ton of them.
I will, real quick, I'm going to make a super good burn against something. So, look at so someone's like, yes, Vingolf 2 with the original Valkyrie Chronicles art was a bad choice. Imagine that, but your whole card game looking like that. And that's what players of Final Fantasy have to deal with. Like, I was gonna play Final Fantasy. I was 100% gonna go do that, and then I saw the art, and I had the starter deck in my hand, and I turned around and was like, wait, no way, that's the art, and put it right back down.
Like, what? He's like, what's this? Why is it like that? I'm like, that's the artwork they're using. What? Why? Like, because each one's something different.
I remember doing a Google search for Sephiroth or something like that, and one of the cards came up, and I was like, that's a shitty fan art card anyways. And I went and I looked at it, I was like, wait, that's the official site. And I looked and I was like, no, that's actually the card. I was just taken aback. I was like, oh man, I'm so glad I never got into that.
Really quick, on the topic of like favorite cards, I loved the idea and like of sniping from the blind spot. And I bought like 4 of them.
Yeah, sniping from the blind spot was great.
It didn't.
What's
I
Fire
sure never
Drake's
saw
card?
Play anything, but I love it.
Fire Drake, what is your favorite card that was from Vingolf 2? He said his favorite card of all time is from Vingolf 2. Is it sniping?
No, it's probably a Class G's tank. That thing's awesome.
What's our favorite chase cards type? Or like our favorite just chase card in general? Oh yeah, is i.e. Band-Girls, Altar, boy. My favorite was the husbandos, the boys.
Mine was the Band-Girls, because I think that was our first real introduction to them doing like, here's 5 alt art or chase cards in a box.
Black Jacket.
Wasn't that the girls? The Band-Girls was the first time?
That's what I just said. Did I say something different than Band-Girls?
No,
you didn't.
No.
You said Band-Girls?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just really exciting. And then on top of that, and it had this over the husbandos, whatever you want to call them, is you put them together, and it spelled Force Will in the background. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And the color changed from green to like blue. That's a cool gradient. Maybe some of y'all just don't remember, but like we're lucky we get 5 chase cards. But it used to be just a couple. Like I think, what was it?
Melfi was
the
in
Savior. I think the Moonlit Savior only, or Battlefront Interactive, one of those two only had one, and that was the signed version of Prisha / Valentina.
Yeah. It sucks that the card choice for what cards they didn't hold, so the chase cards just never held value. The only chase cards that held value so far were the Uber Ruler chase cards. But what was yours, Joey?
So our chase cards. I'm trying to think. Are like what are like?
Go ahead.
Huh?
The chase cards are like Band-Girls, the husbandos, the Uber Rulers. The new one was literally just full arts with a shitty ass symbol behind the text. And I always forget what the other one is.
I haven't played since like I haven't bought a box since I think Curse of the Frozen Casket. So like I'm not the right person to ask. Like I'm pretty sure we had Melfi in like Curse of the Frozen Casket or the one after that.
Real quick.
No, it was the one after that.
Okay, yeah, and then that's the only.
Didn't have full arts, and they're making up for it by bringing full arts back.
So are full arts like chase cards or?
Yeah. The full arts that were from CFC and other sets were the chase cards. Yeah.
Okay, right. But like full arts themselves aren't. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I feel like I never got a box with chase cards.
Yeah, but if you've seen them, which one would you want? Call it one so bad to talk.
Well, I just want to say before I forget, but go ahead.
No.
Joey, you can think about it and come back with it.
Probably one of the Uber starter decks, like
Uber starter.
Probably Uber Rhea, because I like Uber. I like Rhea. No, there wasn't Uber Rhea, was there? Like the Awakened Alt Art Rhea. Does that count as a chase card? See, I don't know what chase cards are. I swear I haven't bought a box.
Oh yeah, the chase cards that we forget about was the alt arts of the starter decks.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we forget about them, because they're like $1.
Joey, what do you mean you don't know what chase cards are? They're the one card per box that they change up and make it special.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know which cards were like introduced in which sets.
Yeah. Well,
real quick.
Just pick one. You don't gotta say what set it came out in. Just pick one.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Fire Drake said his favorite card from Vingolf 2 was Flak Jacket. That's all I wanted to say, which I'd forgot about. That was a cool card. I like the idea behind it. He said he comboed it with with Avatar
Flak
of the Seven
Jacket with
Lands.
Avatar of the Seven Land Dallas. That was great because then all the damage is just negated. The other thing I was going to say real quick, Final Fantasy being at Walmart and not Force of Will. When we started playing, Force of Will was at Walmart and Target, and then
Walmart
slowly started to fade out. I think right around Twilight Wanderer, they're just like, yeah, we're pulling it. But that's where I was starting to buy some of my initial cards. I was buying some Seven Kings of the Land single booster packs there.
Yeah. Real quick, I like this question. If they do a Vingolf 4 and it's a crossover like Vingolf 2, what series would you like to see crossover into Force of Will? We'll say
I know what Colin's gonna.
We'll say video game series like they did before if they're following that theme.
We have to do video game series.
It has to have been a video game.
Ruby.
Ruby has a video game, for the record.
Ruby has a video game,
Yeah.
so I'm still
Colin's
gonna
gonna
say
do.
No, Oscar just chose Ruby.
Yep.
Good, Joey?
It has to be a video game. I mean, technically, Fate Stay Night started as a video game. I would love a Fate Stay Night Vingolf.
That would be actually
awesome.
Great. I'd be down. And that works so well too.
Back when they had like Regalia too. Oh my god, like Noble Phantasms as Regalia, and like rulers being their servants. Oh my gosh, I love the concept of it, and I wanted it so
bad. Seeing as I play Fate Go, I support this as well.
Yeah.
Someone Shadow Phoenix said Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
I would say.
Melissa says Kingdom Hearts.
I'm gonna cheat.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, good luck with that IP. I would gonna cheat and say because a video game is about to come out. I'm gonna say My Hero Academia because video games coming out right now. And I'm on the hype train right now for All for One. So
hey, you should probably not look at chat anymore because I just no one do any spoilers or anything.
Yeah, we haven't seen the episode that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. So don't.
How many people have been watched My Hero Academia? That's here.
Probably at least 5 people.
Dragon Age is cool idea.
I guess we only have 6 people, but.
My Hero Academia, I think, would be super interesting.
Here we'll shift from possible spoilers. So was it Dennis says 2 LGSs near me only have Final Fantasy, Vanguard, and Magic. Force Will doesn't exist in the Netherlands, it seems. It's funny because I know when Dragonborn, Final Fantasy, I think just those 2 for now. When they came out, there's a lot of hype behind it, and I know in Austin groups popped up, but I think yesterday I was going through looking at every card game group in Austin, and it looks like Dragonborn, Final Fantasy, and kind of Dragon Ball Super are kind of dying out in the Austin area, which is really weird. Dragon Ball Super still has tournaments that are probably firing off, but it's just 2 stores are now supporting it from the looks of it. I was surprised. I showed Colin one of the posts. I don't know what Colin's doing.
I'm missing a dog. I'm trying to figure out where it went.
Right behind the green screen.
That could be.
It's moving.
No, that's the wind. I'm super confused where this dog went. All right.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Dragon Ball had some cool artwork. I'm a big fan of dragons in general, so I thought it looked super cool.
And I wasn't opposed to the gameplay. I enjoyed it when we were learning it, and I just couldn't get into it. We're focused on Force of Will, and the scene never fired off in Austin at all. So it was just it would have been a waste, kind of just to pick up and have nowhere to play, but to play with each other type thing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Although that I did get kind of hyped when I saw the picture for what is it called? The ARG game.
Oh, I forget. Something with an S.
The game that ARG is coming out with. It's called. Here, I'll give me 1 sec, and I'll show you guys the picture.
Well, hold on. Before you show them, I need y'all to understand that the images shown were more of a layout template use, not necessarily artwork. The artwork was from Shadowverse, so.
Yeah, but the fact I didn't know it was going to have dragons in it.
Project Saga is what it's called.
Project Saga.
Is being created by ARG from Jim.
Let me just press browse. That.
Yeah, that is.
It's pretty cool. Like I said, the artwork, but the fact that there's a dragon, and I like the layout of the card, how the thing on the left side arrive for the enter effect. The text for it is just enter the dragon, stuff like that. I think is super cool.
Did I show you the other ones besides that one? There's 3 total cards.
I saw all 3, but yeah. Before we get too far behind, what are your thoughts? Oh no! I'm gonna exit out of that before more beeps happen. Thoughts on the Lost Tomes deck? If there's a specific archetype you would like to see, I hear historicals. Yeah, I'm still bummed out we didn't get more historical support. I really like the Lost Tomes Star deck.
Yep.
It's still probably one of the best starter decks for a new player, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like I said, our locals, we had somebody modify one, switched out a handful of cards out of it, and was able to win the tournament for the week.
Yeah.
I want to see beasts. I really like Prisha, and I really like beasts. So, beasts, angels would be awesome.
Angels, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like those 2 I would really like to see.
Yes, more angels that in Wanderer or Epic Stories can work with Seraph would be nice.
Anyways.
I look at the wide view of it, not just the narrow.
Yep. You look at the by wide he means Epic Stories is so cool. Look at my Epic Stories
I
deck
said
in the
Wanderer
back.
first
Yeah, you purposely did that so it didn't sound like you were just talking about Epic Stories again.
Yeah, well, back to what they're talking about. Machines would be nice. I remember that's one of the machine decks I loved running with.
Oh
machines.
yeah, machines.
Did I miss? I thought I missed one. I thought somebody was asking like which was our favorite ruler somewhere, but I can't find it. I don't know if somebody actually.
If we missed your question at some point, just ask it again because there's a lot of.
Oh
stuff.
yeah, just post it again.
just pretend we're that Q&A with Jeff or Jordan where you just spam. Well, don't spam, but like post every once in a while. But
spam.
So
I've had
someone
questions,
said,
especially with Jordan, where I was like, question. He ignored it. Question. Same question. Same question. And he wouldn't address it. I was like, yeah, I give up.
My favorite ruler is probably Rhea.
Oh, we're doing favorite rulers?
I like playing her. Well, I figured Oscar had found it. I thought so.
No.
I'd at least answer it.
Someone mentioned a steampunk world or futuristic machine world. God, or crossover characters or have an interdimensional war. God, can you imagine? That's one thing I like about Architects was some of the visuals of it, steampunky and stuff like that. But imagine like Architects and like since they own all three games, eventually have this big old crossover event where each game has crossover stuff from Casters and Architects and Force of Will, and it's this big old thing. And like it's right before a big their Force of Will Worlds happens where all three games are there for tournaments and stuff like that. That would be my dream because I like Casters, I like Force of Will, and Architects was actually the game I was looking forward to more than Casters gameplay wise. Like, that'd be so cool.
By the way, they were talking in a chat about the cool stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you or someone else, but I got a private message on Reddit that someone, Cool Stuff had messaged saying, they're mix up after seeing that Reddit thread. They're going to be sending out those promos now. And I'll do a full update on all that during the news, running down all the stuff we found out and what happened. Cool Stuff never responded to my email. I inquired to them personally about it to get an update. They responded to that, unfortunately, but...
That's some hard-hitting journalism right there, Colin.
They're still scummy. I'm not gonna buy from them because the only reason they're caving is because that Reddit thread. Because they said they saw that Reddit thread and are like, I didn't realize we did it wrong. That's not what they saw. They went to the comment section and saw the amount of votes the comments had that said that they were never gonna shop at Cool Stuff again. And that's why they're like, that's a bigger loss than if we just send these rulers out that we stole from everyone. So I'm still pretty upset at Cool Stuff. So, but I'm glad that everyone's getting the ruler. Let me rephrase. I'm glad everyone's getting the ruler, but I still think they're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Wait, what are you gonna say, Oscar?
I said, well, there does seem to be a separation. Like it's not like most stores where like our LGS, we go to it and they receive the product and they separate it out there and give it to us. This one looks like there's a warehouse that receives it and then distributes it to their other locations. For those who went to the store, not those who purchased online, at least. So, because the guy I talked to who lives in Florida, who works at Cool Stuff, works in one of the locations, and he says they receive product that's already been reboxed from the warehouse, which is their personal warehouse. So, distribution ships to Cool Stuff ships to other stores. That situation.
Interesting.
Yeah. I stopped purchasing from Cool Stuff as well. I used to buy my boxes online, but like now that our scene's really taking off and our LGS carries a lot more boxes, we're able just to pick up from our locals now.
Yeah, and I'm usually able to like I've switched for the most part to Happy Little Hug Factory since I can swing by there on my way home from work anyways to pick up singles, but and they usually have what I need anyways, so that's been a lot nicer. So there's no reason for me to shop at Cool Stuff anymore. I only shopped there a couple times, and it was mostly for pre-ordering singles. What are your guys? Someone asked what our thoughts are on time spinning Witch Ruler. Could it be competitive?
I don't know if it can be competitive, but I know it could be fun. I would definitely like to build a fun deck around that. Maybe play it for the channel or play at locals. I don't think it would be like, hey, I won 3-0 at locals. Maybe I can go, 1-2 or 2-1.
Joey?
Yeah, I think some kind of lockout deck with utilizing like the time wheel, the God's Art that lets them skip their recovery phase. Like, you know, I think somebody was I'd read a comment somewhere about like doing that into like a Mosasaurus, like lets you just like blank out like almost two turns. So is it competitive? I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just my thing is like the game's gonna take too long if you want to play her. So like you need to 1-0 all of your matches probably, and you know, like you need to win the first one, then you'll go to time on the second one, and that'll be every single match you do. So and hopefully, you know, I don't know how judges are gonna do slow play. You know, I'm not a judge or anything. So
would you say you need to go?
It's interesting.
Would you say you need to go to time spinning witch on each one? Anyway,
yes, I would say that now that I know.
I agree with you guys. I probably play her because she's right up my alley of weird trolley ruler. But yeah, I don't think it'll be competitive.
So real quick, I want to congratulate, as well as Cody wants to congratulate Colin on joining Team ARG.
Yeah.
He's happy for you, bro. Go Team ARG and go TCG Scrubs.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm pretty excited to see what happens. It's pretty interesting. The high caliber folks that are on there and hearing some of their thoughts on different things.
Yeah.
And I disagree on a couple cards they think aren't good that I think are good, but you know.
I knew him before he was famous.
But I'm pretty excited to get. I'm hoping I get my jersey before GP in Collinsville, but
yeah,
it'll be interesting. I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. We'll be opening up a YouTube channel to where all the different members are gonna like be able to talk about their decks and do stuff post game and stuff like that. So be sure to follow the page to get all those updates. I'll post there. I have a Twitter now at ARGCollin. I don't use it. I got to figure out how to consistently use it. I've never used Twitter in my life, so I got it for this. So follow in there, and I'll try and start using it. I wonder if it'll be. Let me know if it's bad if I just post pictures of my dogs and cats on there. But
Probably. Do you have any followers yet?
I got like 2. I haven't used it yet at all.
and for those of you on Twitter, I'm the one who runs the TCG Scrubs one, so you can say hi to me sometime.
At TCG Scripts.
At TCG Scrubs, which we have more than 2 followers.
It's kind of sad. Like they're totally poaching all of our talent. Like Colin's the main runner, but behind.
Well, like
of this.
I mean, I'm not. I'm literally. First off, Joey could totally help. 2, I'm almost work-wise, like almost nothing is changing as far as how much I'm doing for the channel.
Yeah.
An opposite question to what Joey had answered before. Which ruler would you say was the weakest or overall least used ruler in Rhea Cluster? We had kind of talked about this before, but quick thoughts.
I mean, I'm going to agree with Toby here and say Pandora was, sadly she was. I remember when we spoiled her and we had seen her, I was like, oh, this would be so cool. You know, it's like a really cheap judgment and she's mobilizing and taking damage. And then it's just like, Force was like, all right, cool. Here's your 5 golems. See you later. Did we tell you about Feyre?
I hope you guys liked elves. You know, the deck archetype that doesn't need resonators because it generates its own elves, and the deck that needs resonators because it doesn't generate golems didn't get golems.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go I feel like the least utilized was probably Welser. He had one set where we were gonna get something, and and then it just we never got support for him, and he had such a strong out of the gate showing. His J ruler side was pretty beastly. I mean, he just threw counters on everything, and then attacked and more counters came down, and he just locked the field down. and then he just brought in Beelzebub, and like there is so much insane potential with like, I feel like with that, you know, with Welser, that I don't know, it just never went anywhere. It seems like, but Welser, he's like my most. He was one of the cards I wanted to really look forward to playing, and he just kind of sucked though.
Yeah, I agree with Joey as far as like I feel like Welser got shafted pretty hard because he had so much. I think he had more potential than Pandora and got even less support technically than Pandora got. That being said, since like, I'll choose a different what.
Well, like at least Pandora sucked, right? Like her, like Golem sucked, and her ability sucked, and her jailer side sucked. Welser was really strong, and he had Beelzebub, who was like really strong, and he had what's her name, Freyla, like he had so much potential, and then it just crapped out. Yeah,
I'll say the most disappointing ruler was probably Rhea because of that last sealed ability, holding out until the very end, was like one of the most disappointing things I've ever seen. Real quick, so yeah. Richard said, Joey, I got a deck idea for you. A beast deck invert. It's sacred beast humanoid form that inverts to the respective beast once you judgment Prisha. What do you think of that?
I missed the last part of that.
They invert to the respective beast once you judgment Prisha.
Okay. This is a New Frontiers, right?
This is a deck idea he has.
Or
it's a concept.
Wander, right?
No,
well, I mean,
there's invert is a new mechanic.
Oh, got it.
They're sacred beast hume form, and when Prisha judgments, they flip over to a beast.
Yeah. We should have like, if they ever do anything with like Grim Cluster again, werewolves would be awesome for like that kind of mechanic.
Oh,
like,
a human that inverts.
Like werewolves, yeah, like humans into beasts when they inverse, that'd be sexy. But yeah, I actually really like. I mean, hell, I
keep telling you guys, Joey loves flavor.
Yeah, like I would love that idea. Well, I mean, Magic did it first. Like they have humans who flip into werewolves when you get them at some point. But so like it's not like I'm reinventing the wheel or anything. But
we never can.
No, I'd actually really like that. Like that. I would love the idea of like there's so many ways they could do that. Like they could have like some kind of like monks or something, and like when they inverse, like they unleash like their inner spirit beast or something. Like I don't know. There's a ton of like really cool stuff they could do, and I would love that concept.
Print company seems to have trouble with invert cards for some reason. I don't know if was that on our podcast or was that in private where I got mad at the print company. I think it was on our podcast.
It was on the podcast. It was on one of the podcasts.
Both. It was on both.
Yeah. I remember that.
Just to real quick, someone asked if Sherry will still be a deck that makes top 8 with wins being released, or there'll now be a triangle of top 3 decks. We had talked about it briefly, but as far as the triangle goes, I think Sherry will still be top 8. I think we mostly agreed on that. But I think it'll better serve the triangle. I think just Sherry will be in that triangle, but I think we'll actually have a triangle rather than, oh wow, 3 of those triangles are Sherry. That's pretty cool, I guess. Sometimes it's a square with a Keurig.
What do you think the triangle is going to be? Like what rulers do you guys think it's going to be?
What do you think, Oscar?
I think Keurig,
if we do have
Sherry, and Lumia will be it.
Keurig, Sherry, Lumia.
Mm-hmm.
Joey?
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of probably Keurig because he's super fast. I really liked your IMOL deck, Colin.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it was like just the right amount of like control and stuff. So, and I feel like that's a really it could like sneak by as like a really broken mechanic she can play with. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a wider variety of like probably the top 8s are all going to be like Sherry's and Keyricks and Lumia's, but I feel like people are going to bring more stuff to this GP and like try more stuff. Like I'd love to see another go at Fox. I'd love to see like an IML deck coming in. I'd love to see like if people do like Rhea discard. Like she has some really good. Colin, when I was playing you, it was like if I can get like turn 1 like Thought Control or like Nameless Mist or Scorner Dark Alice, and then like turn 2 like double Glint of Insight, I can ditch like 3 cards of yours. Like if you don't have any like 1-drops or 2-drops, like I can like strip out a 1-drop, strip out your next like 2 turns, and have you basically have done nothing during that. And then if my control list is like better than your control list, I could totally just like run away with the game. I don't know, who knows. I think that's the issue with Glint of Insight, is that it's insanely good with mystery counters, and so it's really good with everything else. Like it's really good with other discard cards, but it's like I think it becomes bonkers with mystery counters. So I feel like I'm gonna try and see if I can brew up like a discard Rhea deck based on Glint of Insight, and like try and mill, because that I feel like that turn 2 combo, like if you're on the draw, like you could just completely fuck somebody's first 2 turns, and then I think that could be really strong, and then like start just controlling and dropping shit.
Yeah,
but who knows?
Real quick, get out. I know this was a couple minutes ago now, but get out of there with that hashtag free Prisha. You get out of here. David Brooks has said Keurig, Sherry, Imul for the triangle. That could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Imul. I don't know if Imul's better than Lumia. I feel like the turn 2.
It can be
abilities.
Because of what Oscar said, where you can use Imul's ability to recover Lumia's resonator, so she can't blink it. So therefore, it's a passive counter almost to Lumia. So Imul could edge Lumia out.
You can't. Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
What? Isn't it?
Lumia blinks her resonators at the end of the turn. Yeah. And Imul can only use it during her turn.
No,
during your opponent's turn. Joy, stuff is clicking.
That's true.
The gears are turning.
So, real quick, we had touched on this in the beginning, but Toby had asked, can Farah be back to competitive, or is it too slow now? I had mentioned at the beginning, I always forget about Farah, but I 100% think Farah is going to make a comeback. How big that'll be, I don't know, but I think Farah can do stuff, and we might see him again. He's super strong. The only reason people didn't play Farah is because Sherry was just better in every way, shape, or form. But with the Sherry nerf, Fairy could come back.
I don't know. I mean, I agree, and I think it's mainly because I still think he'd get shafted by Sherry, but I also think it depends on what kind of deck, I feel like the old school like red green Maria Bella affair could be interesting. It's kind of fragile, but I mean,
I found my dog.
I don't know. You probably get severings pretty easily, but then if you go green black, I think it's still pretty good, and Sherry's the only one who's going to be running that the card that empties your graveyard, and she'll probably main deck it now though.
I don't think she'll main deck it, but I think definitely side it. But I think Farah will come back, and it's probably going to be like the green-red Farah.
It's just
if you try to outpace Sherry, then I think Farah wins that now.
She still has her tears card though, so I feel like green black Farah wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah.
I mean,
because what you do is you just because it's an elf deck, so you can run Lorites, which are 1-drops to populate your elf field, and you can use it to cancel Sherry's ability before she flips the card or something like that if you're trying to do some sort of combo. I don't know. I feel like there's stuff you could probably do, or you could just Shackles of Ice. Um,
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Shackles of Ice didn't shut her down more. I don't know. Switching to Imul decks.
Imul is a lot of fun.
I think Imul decks. I think Imul decks are going to be pretty like facing Colin and having to deal with like turn 2 5 mana is not fun. Like that's
I thought it was fun. It's super easy to counter, but it and
I mean,
but,
like how? Like
how
do I stop?
Because you just run Ferris spell. Because I'm tapping out when I do
stop.
that.
To stop.
Stop quick cast. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But then, but see, the thing about running Ferris spell, it would maybe. Okay, my thing is like, let's say you're on the draw. Like, I would have to have 1 green to counter Melfi. But the thing is, like, on
no,
your turn,
you're not countering Melfi per se. You're countering what they bring in, and then you just work from there. Because once you stop one of my drops, then you're in the clear.
But see, I don't know. Like, I feel like then it becomes like kind of like a stall game of like you're just waiting for them to play their Jupiter, and they're just waiting for you to play something that Jupiter can cancel and then bounce stuff. Like, and then you might not have the mana for Ferris spell. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
And
I think Imul is pretty awesome. I know, like, was it Fire Drake on Twitch said that their locals are trying to build Imul decks, and that's happening in our locals too. As a matter of fact, Colin was tagged in a post in our local Aussie group for some people who need some cards to run their Imul deck tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
I think there's a lot of potential in
that. And also, yeah, I agree that I think Lumia's free blinking was a little bit strong for what it did. You're asking what happens when they print a new hook-like creature. I mean, they kind of did with Mosasaurus, a slightly weaker version of Hook, but it can still, it's enough to lock your opponent out, potentially indefinitely, which could be just as bad as Hook, but it was never fully realized. But I think with Rachel I think is not as bad as Hook, but there's stuff that Lumia could do that I think is broken. I think Rachel is a broken thing inside of Lumia.
I think there's a lot of stuff Lumia can do that's broken. It's just I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how she does against matchups. Like, I think it's the main issue. Like, she's got like Rachel and the ability to blink Rachel. She's got what's a 2-cost girl that puts stuff into your removed area that you can play from there?
Lumia.
Yeah, Lumia. Right?
Yeah, it's Lumia for me.
Yeah, okay. Like White Lumia or whatever. She's got like Mosasaurus to try and shut you down late game, and then I feel like she has a lot of like potential and a lot like could be insanely good, but
also Zero doesn't necessarily counter Prisha because Zero is like 1 to 2 turns slower than Prisha, and by then the Prisha's done most of the setup it needs to do anyways. As mainly the swiftness mechanic.
Are we talking about Prisha coming back into the meta?
Nick May said #0 counters Prisha, no swiftness or flying for you. So yeah, I don't think Zero's fast enough to do that.
I think she is. It's just I'd much rather have a Prisha out than a Zero because I don't know.
And depending on what the card is, I don't think Lumia's ability is worth lore writing personally. I mean, it may be to stop a Rachel combo, but outside of that, I don't think her ability is worth lore writing. I'd rather lore write Prisha's initial enter, or Rachel's initial enter, or something like that. But yeah, lore write's too diverse.
See, my issue, I would definitely not lore write Rachel's first enter because like you're not gaining any card advantage from that ability. You're gaining more card advantage from the second ability. And also, you're effectively stopping an enter and her exit ability, like all in one. So yeah, that's neither here nor there.
He's asleep. Do you want him? Okay. Everyone say goodbye to Fitz.
Bye, Fitz. Bye, Fitz.
Yeah.
Wow. Oscar, you didn't.
David, you have to tell me.
You didn't say bye to Fitz.
David, you have to tell me what that was. I missed what that was in reference to. David said just OTK pandas, hashtag salty Colin. I didn't know what that was in reference to because someone's hating on my pandas.
I just like how he takes shots at you on your videos. Like, geez, Colin's still salty about green.
Yeah, now I'll clarify. I'm less salty now that they banned 3. I will point out every card they banned was green, and almost every card they've ever banned in Force of Will, with the exception of I think one has been green also. But yeah, no. So my buddy runs a Panda Gem Ramp deck, focuses on black gems, and then just kills stuff with Tiger Sabota to shot -5. That's part of the Panda OTK format. Is you just build up black and yellow counters, and you get 1 blue gem. You flip, you burn their field, you swing in with flying, buffing with the white gem, remove 2 white gems, recover, swing in again, play Resuscitate Will, recover Panda, and swing again, and that should be 3,900 damage exactly. And then if you ran Sprinting Flame Horse, then you've got your full 4,000 there. And then you run Rival of the Hero in case they block with a flyer to just get rid of that for free.
And then they
super behind on
they
comments.
foresight you.
There's one that says, man, got done sorting my cards from my box opening of wins, and I didn't realize how many of these good cards were commons. Another thing I didn't notice was we opened a box, and then me and Colin shared a box, and then with pre-release and a draft the following weekend, like, I pretty much have everything.
Yeah, same here, with the exception of obviously rares and SRs.
Yeah, like a handful of rares and SRs, nothing crazy, so it's like...
Yeah, nothing you would want to
Which is
make
awesome.
over possible.
And there's random ones where it's like, oh, I only got 1 of this, and then someone else had gotten like a full 3 or 4 of it. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, and it can be something as simple as an uncommon on some of those too. It's really weird.
I agree with you, Toby. Also, Lorite needs to not be in the game in all seriousness. Lorite and Sherry are the last green cards that I'm not happy with, but everything else is starting to even out. I think we're almost to where we should be, especially once rotation happens. I think. With the exception of Lorite in the format, we'll pretty much be pretty good.
Jupiter was low-key tilting me yesterday.
Jupiter's not that bad. It's just inside of IMO, he's pretty strong. Michael Thornton asks, what are you guys' background as far as TCGs? I'll start with you, Oscar.
So mine it goes back to when I was in 6th grade, and I was playing Pokemon Red and Blue when it first came out.
That's not a TCG.
I was at one middle school, and I remember playing it, and it was really big, it was really popular. Everybody was talking about it, everybody got it. We were trading, battling, whatever. And then, like, about 3/4 of the way into the year, I ended up getting transferred to another school just across town. And the second I get there, nobody's playing it, and I'm like, what? Why not? Nobody's playing. This is great. And then everybody was playing the cards. I was like, there's cards. I was like, blew my mind, and I was like buying cards up left and right. And it's when the cards first came out with their base set. So I kind of collected that up to, I think when they did, it wasn't too far in, when they did the gym series where you had the trainer, the gym trainer in the corner who owned the Pokemon. And then I kind of phased out of it, continued with the video games, and then I think it was it was where me and Colin met. We were working at Office Max, and there was a guy. He came up to me who worked with us, like, "Here, Oscar, I found these. I don't want them. You can have them. If they're worth any money, let me know, and then maybe we can sell it and do a profit." And it's his old Pokemon cards. I was like, "God, these are the old ones from when I was younger." And me and this guy the same age. And I went home and I showed my brother, and he was really into it because I guess when in elementary school they were getting into it. And he's like 4th grade at the time. And so I took him to the store. We bought some of the newer ones, and I was like helping him open them. I was like, "Whoa, EXs! Whoa, these are cool. Was a full trainer? Whoa!" So then I got into Pokemon.
And then he went from that to
and I
Force
started
of Will.
playing it. Yeah, well, I mean, I started heavily collecting Pokemon as well, like to where I was just like collecting, and I was like, I have enough. I can actually make a deck. And then another friend of ours was like, "Yeah, this Dragon's Lair in Austin, they do tournaments." I was like, "Really?" So he got me into it, and he dropped out, but I stayed into it. And then I got Colin and Joey into Pokemon, and then they lost interest in Pokemon after.
I didn't lose interest. No, I'll say that when I get to my story.
All right, I still stand by that. And then I was like, hey guys, look, Force of Will, boom, we should play this, Joey. It's like magic. Hey Melissa, it has Alice in Wonderland in it, and that's pretty much all I needed. And I got them into that, and we've been here ever since.
Yep.
Joey,
that's my story on TCGs. I was never heavily competitive. I played locals a lot and went to states for Pokemon with Colin, and then regionals with Colin and Joey.
Yeah. So I pretty much I was kind of introduced to Magic when I was like 9 or 8 or something. One of my cousins, we were at like this big reunion, and they had like a bunch of cards, and they actually ended up giving all 3 of us, like, I got like a green deck, and it had like Hundroog and like Thorn Elemental in it, which was very interesting. And then like my brother got like a black deck, and then and then my other brother got a blue deck, and like we kind of played around a little with them. The issue is that we didn't know how to play. Like we didn't know the rules at all. So like we didn't know what trample did. We didn't know what haste did. We were like, reach, but I'm flying. I don't know what, like I like we were taught the basic like power to toughness kind of stuff. So like we played a little bit of that. In middle school, I started playing the filthy Yu-Gi-Oh card game because I'm a weeb, and so like I got pretty into that. Like, you know, me and a buddy used to play a lot until around like 8th grade. I ended up like giving up my super cool Blue Eyes Dragon deck, and like I don't know, I just stopped. We stopped playing, and I didn't really play too many card games in high school. We actually like we dabbled in like the Naruto card game, which is very interesting. Pretty funny.
You and your brothers?
Yeah. Like me and my brothers pretty much. Like no one else. You know, we got tins, and I got like oh my gosh, I got Gara, and like yeah, I was holding up money for that guy, but you know, just like, so, you know, kind of still playing card games, but not really. And then me, Colin, and a couple other friends, Brett and Mike, got back into Yu-Gi-Oh. And so like we actually ended up going kind of like serious into it. Like Colin was ordering some cards off of Troll and Toad way back in the day, like
I didn't know
8 or 9 years ago or something. And then like I had bought the Gravekeeper deck, and then like slotted in like 7 or 8 Gravekeeper cards that you know, that kind of made it like a pretty decent Gravekeeper deck. And so like we would go over to each other's houses and play and bullshit. And then I really started getting into it in college. Like I think it was like a year or 2 into college. So my 2 buddies, when I went down south, they were like heavily into Magic. This was right around Return to Ravnica, right when Dragon's Maze started. So I had like bought a couple cards, and I got Sammy into it, my brother, and like we got like, you know, I actually started looking up rules. Like Sam and I were like learning the game together and stuff, and then and like I think that was during summer or something. So like we both got like really into it. We bought tons of packs. Like I ended up making a Trasane Summoner Selesnya deck, and like a bunch of other like black cards, a Golgari deck that was based around some stuff, like just a ton of murders. It was really fun. Mm-hmm. So I got like really into Magic. I left back to college, and when I got back, yeah, I know there's probably like a bunch of questions.
Just so you guys know, that his biography is coming out this summer. This is the sneak preview.
So as we're listening to Jay, like, was I that long in my story?
you were less, but that's because I feel like you had less history. But
well, he also didn't go into specific cards that were in his deck.
I'm name dropping, okay? Shut up. I'm reliving the glory days. So I got back, and then I got Sammy and my other friend Brett and Sarah like really into it. So like we started going to like Friday Night Magic and doing drafts and like playing pre-releases and stuff. And that's when I really got into like the actual scene, like that. Like everything else is just casual. Like everything else is just casual kitchen table Magic stuff. Mm-hmm. But there's like 3 or 4 years ago now, but like we would go like almost every week. Wow, rude.
He's looking at that chat.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so then I moved to Texas, and Oscar and Colin didn't want to play, and they were already into Pokemon, so I was like, I'll play
First
Pokemon
of all,
with you
I never
guys.
got asked to play Magic. So you can't say we didn't want to play.
No,
You
you
came
guys.
here and you're like, "What are you guys doing? Playing Pokemon?" You're like, "What is this game? Let me take a look."
No,
oh, cool.
no,
Can I
no,
play
no,
the
no.
deck?
I was-
Hey,
I-
I'm gonna
here.
butt in and say it was a little bit of both of what you guys just said. I'll say that it was a little bit of like Joey didn't put up a fight at all to playing Pokemon, but I feel like he suggested Magic a
I was
little
on
bit,
my-
but he did not put up a fight for Magic either. He was very.
I tried to pitch it like
jello.
once or twice, but Colin was deep. Colin was so deep into Pokemon. He was trading around like I'd never traded cards to anybody, or like not that.
Joey
I never
hoards
traded
like a
online
mother.
cards to anything. So when I got there, they were like, "You guys were so deep into Pokemon." I was like, "I guess I'll try out Pokemon." And then they like brought me to regionals, and I wasn't digging it. I don't think it's a very fun card game. But anyways. And that's it. And then Oscar brought up Force Will, and once he actually got me to play, I was like, it's like Magic again.
You know what?
So-
You know what I had to do? I had to be like, "Hey, it's Force of Will. It's cool. It's got anime art. No, I didn't sell them. Okay. Hey, it plays like Magic. No, I didn't sell them 100%. Hey, Joe, you know how like you in Magic have to draw, but you untap then draw? This one you draw on the untapped after." He's like, "Oh, show me. I want to see what this is like." Boom.
literally, I sat down. We finally busted out our our dual decks, and like we actually started playing. Like as we were playing, like I flipped over a stone, and I played something. I flipped over another stone. I was like, oh, this is fun. I was like, I flipped over another stone. I'm like, look at all these stones. I can play my guys. I was like. No, Oscar. That's totally not how combat works. Combat's supposed to be you attack with everybody all at one time, and then a couple days later, it's like no.
We
In Force
played
Will,
completely wrong at the very
This is how the
beginning.
combat works. I'm like, oh,
I remember
really?
that.
And then I'm like, I love this combat. It's like, it's like when stuff dies. I don't know. Just so many fun stuff.
I'll do a quicker version of my history. Just a quick side note. So I technically did delve into TCGs early on. The first one I tried to get into, which was not actually playing the game, just collecting the cards, was Pokemon. I'd gotten a couple cards from a friend. I specifically remember getting Machamp and Pikachu, I think. But it was a stack of cards and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing. And I had a friend who collected Pokemon cards, and he actually had like the $500 Charizard and stuff like that in this binder. I remember I would just sit there in like his binder for like an hour or two, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then my parents caught me with the Pokemon cards, and were like, no, that's of the devil. And so I had to get rid of them, and I was super sad. And so I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! In middle school. And this time, I hid my cards, so my parents never found them. And I would, during lunches at school, I would go into the library in the corner at a table where the nerds went. And I would make sure I would go there when my actual friends didn't see me, so no one knew I actually played nerd stuff. And it was literally, however you picture nerds in middle school, that's what they all looked and sounded like. And so it was one of those scenes. But I remember playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And being like, man, this game, I thought it was the most fun thing ever. Just like, oh, you put it in defense position. Oh, you flipped it. And I thought the art was super cool for the things. And it was all just cards that they gave me just to have me play. And then I ended up getting rid of those cards at some point. And then I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! With Joey and Michael, which Joey just went over. So you got all that history. I played Dragons, Blue Eyes White Dragon. I named a card everyone knows. Blue Eyes White Dragon is what I played.
I named a card. I did Blue Eyes White Dragon too.
And zombies. I played Dragon Zombies.
And Fire Guys.
I had a lot of fun. And like Joey mentioned, I discovered Troll and Toad. I think Joey had mentioned it to me. I was like, what do you mean? And I went Troll and Toad. I was like, you could just choose what. Because before we just went to our local store that had like 6 cards that were on display for 50 cents and all that. And I was like, oh, that card looks cool. Didn't even read what it did. I would just grab it. And I was like, there's so many cards in this game. How is this? How do you even know what to? And so I just would search for like blue eyes and stuff, and just order a bunch of blue eyes and everything like that. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever, just ordering cards and they would just come in the mail. And I was like, this is the greatest thing in the entire world. So that was that.
My favorite. I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump in. My favorite comment so far is Pokemon's the devil. No, mama.
I just like to say Melissa's backing me up because I bought Colin a Magic box for him to start playing.
I played Magic for a bit.
He did for like a little bit, and then
I still have
he
my
got
Magic
corrupted by
cards.
The devil Pokemon cards.
No, Pokemon cards were way before Joey. Pokemon cards were in elementary school. I met Joey in high school, which was after Yu-Gi-Oh as well. But yeah, then Magic has always just been passively,
We didn't like it.
passively in the background. I remember, no, I liked it, Melissa didn't like it. But then
Yes.
I think Force of Will is just a better version of Magic in my opinion. But yeah, so then it was Yu-Gi-Oh, a little bit of Magic, and then I went hard into Pokemon with Oscar. I really enjoyed it. I played Charizard because I like Charizard. And then
God, he would insist
Rayquaza.
so much on playing Charizard. I'm like, Colin, it's not good. No, but I want Charizard. But it's
Hey,
not
I
good.
made it work.
I'm gonna run it. I'm like, but Seismitoad's a thing. Muscle Band. They're gonna do like 100 damage to you in a turn. You're like, but Charizard. I'm like, all right.
I would
fine.
say 80% of people pretend to know how to play Pokemon. Most people don't know how to play it actually.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I actually didn't learn how to play it until like my brother started collecting the cards, and I realized I had that giant collection. I was like, I guess I should learn how to play this game, and finally started playing it.
Yeah, it's great for collecting.
That's when I learned how to play Pokemon. Yeah.
And so here's what happens, and I'm gonna tell you guys a story of a pattern of being friends with Joey and how that sort of kind of crossed over with Oscar and Joey. So Joey and I played StarCraft. It was pretty fun. StarCraft 2. We were super good. I was pretty competitive into it. And on the team side of StarCraft, I was in Platinum League. I was pretty good. Had pretty high RPM. Played it like every night. Joey was like, "Hey, this is a new game called League of Legends I'm gonna play." And I said, "Oh, cool. Have fun with that." And he's like, "No, play with me." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Yes." And I said, "No." And he was like, "If you play it, I'll still play StarCraft with you." And it's like, "Okay, fine." Played League. He never played StarCraft again. Fast forward, I played this game called Star Wars something on the phone. It was Clash Royale, but Star Wars. And Joey was like, "Well, I play," or not Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. Joey's like, "I play Clash of Clans." I was like, "Well, download Star Wars and play with me, and I'll play Clash of Clans." And he was like, "Okay, fine." I played Clash of Clans. He never played StarCraft. Fast forward, and now I'm playing Pokemon. They're like, "Let's play Force of Will." And I was like, "No thanks." And they're like, "Please?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "We'll still play Pokemon." I was like, "Fine." They never played Pokemon again. So that's my life. Yeah, Galaxy Heroes. I think that might have been it. I just remember because I did AT-AT AT-AT walkers and stuff like that all the time, and it was great. I just loved it because it was like Star Wars, and you could build bases.
That is...
You know, Colin, you might have a salty story about that, but, you know, I remember this one time, and we're at work, and your guy's like, "Man, Pokemon X and Y is amazing, Oscar. You should play it." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have a 3DS. You should get one." "All right, cool. I'll get it. We can all play. This will be great." Go buy like a $200 3DS and the game for $40 and whatnot. And all right, guys, I got it. I'm playing it. Cool. Let us know when you're ready to battle and trade and all that. Doot. Hey guys, I'm ready. "Oh yeah, we haven't touched that in like months."
That is.
"Oh, you should
these
have
are
played
all
again."
accurate stories.
Maybe.
These are all accurate stories on
I
this.
was like, "This investment though."
To be fair,
I don't
Oscar went on.
It paid off like 20 times.
Oscar got his money's worth. He went on to catch every single Pokemon in the game, and then he went on to buy the next generation and the generation after that, and playing both of those games through. So you're welcome. We got him into it.
Thanks to him, I mean, I had some Pokebank.
That's
and it has
true.
Live decks on it. So whenever I get a new game, I'm like, "All right, bring it over my live decks. Don't got to catch them all anymore. All right, cool. Let's just play the game."
Real quick, Shadow Phoenix said the only thing this is missing is alcohol. I could grab some if I wanted. If Joey's down. If Joey's down, I'll go grab alcohol. I don't know how long this stream is going for. I keep seeing the numbers go down. I'm like, all right, it's starting to wind down, and then they go back up. I was like, I guess it's not winding down.
Wrap up now? Okay, we're going again.
If Joey's getting alcohol, I'll go get alcohol. If people, Melissa, you want to grab me alcohol? Actually, I'm down. I haven't had alcohol in a long time.
Your friend Melissa, your really good friend.
I mean, we're on YouTube too, so if Twitch goes away, just come over to YouTube.
Dulce tequila.
Also, I doubt Twitch gives a shit about our channel. We're not making money on our Twitch channel. Let's be honest.
I should probably do this on the rocks. I don't have any rocks.
Melissa, Ward's asleep on my lap. I need you to grab it. It's very important.
That's my favorite thing, by the way. Whenever I'm at Colin and Melissa's house, and it's just like, Melissa, can you do this for me? Like, why can't you do it? Look at this dog. It's so cute. It's on my lap. Melissa's like, not anymore.
No.
But I thought it was funny what Shadow Phoenix said just further up ahead.
I do have Fireball.
What was it? I missed it. It's calling the pusher, Oscar the manipulator. Yeah. What's that leave at Joey as? Joey's the rules guy, and Joey is the rules guy. We can't play games with Joey.
Here's a little story all about how our fun games got turned upside down. Hold on, should I wait for the... I'll go get alcohol before I tell the stories.
No, I'll go ahead. Hurry up. I want to tell it, but we can't. Thanks to this guy.
I would just like to say, these fuckers were playing Monopoly, and that you couldn't collect rent in jail. And I was like, that's not how you play Monopoly. I collect rent in jail every time I play Monopoly, without fail, because those are the damn rules.
Shots fired.
Oh my gosh, I can get pretty bad though. I was playing.
I remember when we were playing Uno, and you were trying to look for the rules. I'm like, no, it's Uno. Stop. The girls even tried to take the rules and hide them from you, so you wouldn't.
I started playing Mancala with my girlfriend. And, like, this is probably like the first time we actually like competed against each other. And it basically turned into me like
I couldn't decide.
You know, this is
Puppy took over chair. He loves this chair. He's literally.
And I need to check that we're actually playing by the rules.
Okay, so here's the
spoiler. We were not.
Did we already go over?
I brought.
Did we already go over
him busting rules out for Uno?
Did he do it for Uno? I don't remember that one.
It was. We were at work, and he was trying to. Okay, hold on. I think Melissa wants to chime in.
You want to invite her in? So, who's your favorite caster in Caster Chronicles, guys? Mine is, my favorite caster is probably, oh shoot, I'm blanking on the name. Orange Pecco. I love Orange Pecco a lot. Melissa, turn on your webcam.
I like the green girl that was like, if you didn't do anything, you can tap and search for a caster put it in hand by intern.
I liked like the black butterfly that like killed something that was like 4 cost or less. Or
that's not a caster.
Butterfly.
That's not a caster. That's a server.
Oh, yeah.
Caster is what produces.
I didn't play a lot of Caster Chronicles.
Oh no, the owl. Here, I'll fix the owl, guys. Don't worry. But so here's my Joey story. So, you guys would think that something like Monopoly is pretty straightforward. Everyone knows how to play. Pretty fun. Everyone knows. Sometimes there's house rules and stuff like that. Not Joey. Something happens at least... how many times would you say, Melissa, this happened in the game that he pulled out the rule book?
That he always rule book. Every single time we play games, he rule book.
What's Colin drinking?
Every single time.
One is Irish honey. Something. The other, yeah. I brought Fireball just for whoever suggested it.
I have one.
Freaking
I have
Oscar.
a watered down soda.
Man, I'm gonna be
Monopoly
later.
Monopoly. What was the things Joey got mad over? He got mad over our free parking. Most people run by the free parking rule, right? Where you land on free parking.
I was fine with free parking.
Oh.
No. He got mad about the going to jail rule because he said when you went to jail, you still collected for rent. But I think that's stupid because
I do
there's
too.
literally no downside to going to jail. It's like, yeah, I go to jail. I don't have to pay rent. I just keep getting money for rent.
Uh-oh.
And so he got super salty about that. And yeah.
I think this alcohol fermented
literally-
He
more.
got salty about all the things.
I literally brought this up while Colin was going to get alcohol.
Did you?
You can bring this. Yeah, bring this.
And I am right.
But what else is Joey like?
Yeah,
You know those games that are like colorful and have like a one-page rule book. Joey will rule shark over those. What's the one we do where you search for items in the house, Melissa? I forget.
Betrayal?
Oh
No.
See you, Nick.
No.
It's a card game you have. You already
Fine.
said it. It's a card game, or the game you played it at my house, where it's like go find something new
Card
but
Go
old or
Seek.
whatever. New but trendy.
Cargo Seek is what
Time to go seek.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Joey
Oh, yeah.
actually was
You
an
did
asshole
card.
during that one time.
He was the worst.
Yeah, he was.
What? I don't remember this.
Ew, no, it was when my family was over because you kept picking up the same damn item and then arguing why it fit the category of the card.
I'm
Where
pretty
we had
sure.
to make a rule to where it's like, okay, now you can only get the
I
item
remember that. I remember
once
that. I remember that.
because
Pretty sure I was drinking and it was fucking
you're
Hold on,
always
hold on.
drinking.
Not true.
David.
Let's also talk about the time that let's talk about the time that he came over to my parents' house and we played poker. And he was drinking, and then he took off his shirt. How about that time?
Yeah.
Poor Joey podcaster and a shit on Joey podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
This was
Real
always
quick,
the roast Joey podcast. We just took a
Are you
pause.
feeling attacked?
You do get rent while in jail. The point was, we said you didn't, because Monopoly is all about house rules, and Joey heavily contested it, because I think that's a dumb rule that you can
Hey.
get rent while in jail. And
Fellow
Joey
rules
got
lawyers-
it wasn't. He
Fellow
didn't
rules
just.
lawyers have got my back. Okay.
He didn't just contest it. He you could have made like a meal for thousands with the amount of salt that he had going on during that. It was crazy. But yeah, be careful.
Plain salad
Watch
with
Joey. If he
bacon,
drinks
that's
too
the
much during this, then he will take his shirt off.
Oh boy, you just made me want to take my shirt off right now.
Oh. Hashtag please don't in the comments, please.
So back to
you guys
Force
are all
of Will.
Yeah.
So Force of Will.
Real quick, Toby's comment twice is Time Spinning Witch is gonna win Collinsville, and Time Spinning Witch is gonna be like IU and win unsurprised.
It
I don't know.
could.
I was really
It's not going
hyped
to be.
on Time Spinning Witch.
Yeah. It won't have anything to do with its colossal side if it does. It'll have to do with someone figuring out a way to break his God's Art stuff,
Right.
her God's Art stuff, and maybe something else. Because you probably could with maybe like Welser. There might be something there. I'm blanking on the other God's Arts, but maybe not in the sense of like she's consistently good. It could be. Yeah, I use a good example of like, woo, wow, that's Dex Athene, and it's gone. It could do something like that. It would be a rogue deck. It could be a Whale Lord.
Or a zero bomb.
Maybe if
Oh my
Joey
gosh.
did something with that. Jesus. But right in that.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to bring up.
Yeah, I think there's a very high chance that not something other. Sherry's going to be in the top 8, but there's a good chance she might not get first place during this next GP in Collinsville. Maybe a Panda will get first place.
Oh yeah, Colin's hyping up. He's bringing pandas, guys.
Mosasaurus then turn 4 and keep going. Well, I guess Melissa
She
was.
came to bash on Joey
Oh yeah, she was just here for the Joey Bash portion.
for the
Yeah.
rules.
You get out here, Shadow Phoenix. I'll show you. Now I'm gonna bring a panda out of spite. I'm gonna make it win first. I'm gonna.
Shadow Phoenix,
he
you're
won't.
going?
He said- he said-
What you said earlier?
What?
I was just seeing Shadow Phoenix is going to Collinsville because
Yeah.
he said earlier.
He said he's gonna have to bring his stash.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
I'm fine. I'm fine with
Who else is
that.
going?
Except I'm not
into
gonna
the
do
chat right now.
Also,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
Toby.
you know what'd be amazing if
being-
y'all guys really do drink? It's like recording that. We haven't had a drunk Force of Will since Joey's going away party.
Oh, being able to record.
And I think the best part was is we announced in the beginning of the video, hey, Oscar and Connor, or Oscar and Joey are drunk, so You know, and so there's people like, you can't do that with Griffin, or you can't do that with Fox. What are you guys doing? You're miscalculating. Like, we're drunk, right?
That was great.
So much fun.
That game was stupid long though. Now we really need to go fund me for Joey.
Yeah, let's get him to Collinsville.
Hashtag get Joey drunk in Collinsville. Hashtag salty drunk Joey.
Hashtag margaritas.
That is real quick. That is a good point on Kaguya, being able to play that chant that makes it so your opponent skips the recovery phase, and then being able to God's Art and do that again would almost guarantee you win the game, assuming your deck is halfway decent. Being able to make them not recover twice, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's the strongest. I think that's her strongest play. Like, there's some really good stuff she has. Like, the amount of value you get with the dragon card, I forget what the name is, and then with the skip.
What'd you do?
The owl Borb was covering you. Now he's just flying around.
No.
I've been wondering what people are talking about. I'm gonna have the stream open to know.
I have chat on the open.
Uh-oh.
So
All right, the stream is
playing
about to show everyone League of Legends, so just ignore that for a sec.
And
it's also going to cover up Oscar's face.
I was like, we're just gonna open League of Legends right now. Make sure it's all updated.
Oh, it needs an update. Don't worry, it'll be back. Cool music though. It's cool music.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Time spending witch.
Wow, such a good stream.
I think her only play is that Guard's Art.
Oh, Borb needs a voice.
And like, what is Wellsword? Can Wellsword copy that with the God's Art? You can, right?
Copy what?
The God's Art card.
Oh, yes, he can.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey brings up a good point. Ooh, I like it.
I like the way you think. You could potentially get, like, if you...
Wait, no, the God's Art wouldn't... No, that wouldn't matter, because what are they going to do? Skip the recovery phase twice in one turn? It wouldn't do anything. Anyway, now Joey disappointed me. He went from astounding me to disappointing me so quick. Real quick, someone said Borb needs a voice, so we need to do tryouts real quick for what Borb voice should be. Joey?
Borb's an owl, right? Or is Borb just a Borb?
It's an owl. Whoa.
It's an owl, okay. Woo! 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 That's my Borb.
Alright,
wait,
so
hold on, wait, no, wait, hold on. I got this. Woo! Woo! I'm transforming, and now I'm 0! Hey, guys! Yeah?
Oscar?
Perfect.
I love it.
I'm good.
That was terrible.
Like,
that was a
I'm
terrible
not.
one. Alright, I got this. Hi guys, I'm a Borb. Alright, that's mine.
Why is it Borb a dude?
What,
it's Borb... 0 transformed.
Did you just fucking assume what the Borb's gender was just because she has a deep voice?
Where is this going?
Borb is... Oh, yeah, I should probably not. Borb is gender fluid, guys. Not be talking.
Yeah, no, no. GPs are not, in response to just one, GPs are usually not very close to, the closest one to us is usually Dallas, which is, 2-3 hours. That's why, I'm glad that ARG's expanding more, so ARG is probably the best route to go, and then hopefully, get your invite from that to go to Worlds, but, GPs, if they get more support, or maybe cash prizing or something, then it might justify better for more people to attend with or longer distance.
Alright.
You're tired of Sherry getting all my cards banned. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, so some of those cards might not be so bad without Sherry, which is why I advocated for just banning Sherry so we could keep all those cards. I like the idea. With the distortion time. Yeah. How much has Joey drank? I don't know. Joey, how much have you drank?
Not a lot.
It doesn't take much.
I don't need to drink a lot.
I think the Wizards from Vingo 3 were very underrated. I didn't play them, but I still think they're underrated.
Yeah, there was a bunch of hype around them being a thing. Like locals trying to trade just to get the hollows because they thought they're going to be like very valuable, and then it's like they just fell through.
It's like, oh yeah, Tama exists and everyone plays Tama, so yeah, that's unfortunate.
Do
could've been
people
great.
play Tom anymore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I haven't seen a Tom in a deck list for a long time.
Hashtag Joey. Hashtag lightweight.
yeah. Yeah, I definitely look into ARGs because there's states ARGs, which are stuff that locals will run. Like we have summer states coming up next month. There's the official ARG things, which are usually a little bit bigger events, and then there's the ARG Invitational. So if you top ARGs, then you have invites to go to the ARG Invitational, which in turn leads to other things and stuff like that. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Hey guys,
Wait, what
when
is
are your
Oscar do?
ARGs coming up?
What?
What?
I was asking Melissa what Oscar does. This is Oscar does. Our ARG states will be in July on the 14th, which is a Saturday, I believe. It's about a month from now.
You guys know what you're gonna bring?
Yeah,
We'll
probably
find out
whatever
after
I end up
GP.
running after GP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are devolving into sheep, into net deckers. Oscar was always a net decker, so that's fine. But
That's it.
but
Yeah,
Colin, you need
I'm
to,
not. First
probably
off, you
gonna be a
can't
net
net
decker.
deck
Now,
yourself. You can't net deck
you're-
yourself. Second off,
you're on an ARG team. Your team's probably gonna pressure you into bringing Sherry to the event.
no, I refuse to ever run Sherry.
You're
It's a
going to run
principle thing.
Sherry.
It's a principle.
They're gonna bring you into a room, fill a bag filled with cards of Sherry, and beat you with it until you play Sherry.
That
no.
sounds hot.
They'll fill it with cards of like Keurig and Lumia and all the other competitive ones, and then beat them with it. Be like, you need Cherry.
Only Sherry can stop this.
Also, is it net decking if like somebody sends you a list?
Oh my
With
gosh, Shadow
David's
Phoenix, I
list.
love it.
When did I say my 4 choices were trash? Hold on. I never said that. I said my 4 choices were great and are gonna win everything. You get out here. Hashtag fake news. Shadow Phoenix is fake news.
I love how pandas are still considered trash by everybody. Like I
They're
would have
not.
hated
They're
for pandas
genuinely
to
not.
actually. I would have hated for pandas to actually like become like one of the top decks, because then we can make our trash panda joke as many times.
Pandas are genuinely good. They unfortunately in a format with where Sherry was and stuff like that, it's hard for them to shine. But especially at the local level and possibly at the ARG level, just known random ARGs, I think pandas are really good. They're more efficient at field flooding than feasting was, and then fairer is and stuff like that. It's a better ruler flip than most rulers in the format. Stuff like that has crazy amount of support. I think pandas are great.
I would love.
You get out of here.
I'm gonna take that as shots to Colin for being a shit pilot.
First off, I do great at
Shots
my
at
levels
Joey,
with
shots at
pandas.
Colin. I'm just too cool to take shots at, so.
Barrier at panda is great. I've always said the one thing pandas are missing is barrier. So the fact that we have a
We have
one
barrier.
drop, with the fact that we now have a 1 drop with barrier, is great because
Doesn't do
eh,
shit.
you're able to get your gem. You're able to have a panda on the field that's automatic. You get a 1 drop. What is she? A 4/5 with barrier? That's
She's
great.
a
3-4.
3/4.
yeah.
She's a 3-4. The other dude's a 4-5.
What? She's a 3/4 after getting the 1/1.
No, before the buff.
No, after the buff, she's a 4/5.
Okay, I didn't hear the after.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't
in,
matter.
in a Tiger's deck, she's by default a 4/5.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty good, but
You never played against my pandas. Let's pray you never do. That would be very, very.
I
brutal.
took I think I took Wukong against his pandas in one.
First of all, I'm gonna address chat real quick to Melissa. They don't show me anything. You guys, she's on that Discord as well. She can clearly look at it herself, but she chooses not to. So
Yeah.
Colin.
Hashtag shots at Melissa now.
Yeah, right.
What did I play? When we matched up against in Jeremy's tournament, what did you play?
Which tournament?
When I played Wukong.
When you played Wukong?
What
did I play?
Yeah. When we actually played against each other.
I
beat him with Wukong, just saying.
I might have ran in the shitty version of my pandas at the time.
Well, to be fair, it was like a set or two ago, so.
Yeah, it was like probably during ACN, honestly. Oscar's Yo's.
I should play more of his tournaments. We should start making our own tournaments.
We should. So that's something we had been talking about.
We had plans for it. Yeah.
Wanted to do like, and unfortunately, yeah, when we were wanting to do it, it was gonna be Lackey tournaments, and then Untapped came in. And I know people prefer Untapped.
Do they?
So I mean, I kind of think you see it as online tournaments because like you can, as long as you come into agreement with your opponent, play whatever platform you're gonna play on. You know,
we should probably learn Untapped though.
Well, we've tried. It's just a preference thing. Everybody's gonna have a preference. There's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with either one of them. It's just what it comes down to that you prefer playing with. Okay, I don't. The
fact that I can't always untap, the untap button doesn't always work is my really big gripe against untap for me.
Yeah,
it's called untap. Why can't I untap my stuff?
I like how Wacky is like a computer system. Like you right click stuff, you get options. You double click stuff, you get options. Like you have different tabs, you have different windows. I don't know. I like Wacky a lot more. I mean, I tried Untap like once, so maybe we should play again. But
yeah, maybe try learning. Maybe there's stuff that I don't know that we've been taught from Lackey or noticed from gameplays of Lackey that I just haven't noticed from Untapped, so we can give another shot. Real quick, somebody on Twitch.
Real quick before you say that, I will say as far as the tournament stuff, it's something we're looking into, and there's possibly, if something works, there's something cool that could happen with the tournaments possibly. So like, stay tuned. That there's something. It could be cool, but I know what you're gonna say, Oscar.
Yeah, it could be something coming through. On Twitch, we do have says for someone who's never played card games aside from Yu-Gi-Oh when I was like 5, can you recommend me what to buy to get started? Do I still buy from the Lapis cluster, or is it going to be rotating soon since New Valhalla is coming out? No, we're not derailing the conversation.
No, yeah. This is what the whole stream is.
This is what we're here for. So,
just to answer questions.
Yeah. So Valhalla, yeah, because Valhalla is going to be coming out. Whenever the new cluster kind of comes out, the oldest one will rotate out. So yeah, you will see Lapis leaving. Don't apologize. It's a good question. Guys, what are your recommendations for where they should jump in then, given where they are right now?
Definitely don't do Lapis.
Yeah, skip Lapis. Unless you plan on doing Wander, but I would not start with Wander.
See, it's a rough moment right now, in my opinion, because I keep wanting to tell people wait 3 months and get the starter decks, but my fear is to tell someone wait 3 months, buy starter decks, and then 3 months later they've already moved on and lost interest, and they don't get those starter decks.
Right, that's a good point.
When those starter decks come out, get those.
But they're gonna have an entire like a good half a year until stuff rotates. So
as David in chat is saying, the Lost Home starter deck is probably a good one to find that still.
Yeah, I agree.
That is good.
That would be my recommendation.
It's a very good starter deck.
It doesn't have a whole lot of support outside of it per se. There's usable cards in it that you can use outside, but as far as a self-contained deck, it's the strongest self-contained deck out of all the star decks, as in you can buy it and just go to your locals and play it or something like that. It introduces you to most of the mechanics in Force of Will, as well as good ways to do combos and play different things relatively simply, so it's just a good introduction to most things Force of Will, and it'll survive the rotation as well.
Do you have do you have brothers or sisters or friends to play with? I would say start with starter decks. The starter decks are not like starter decks in other card games. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is trash for starter decks. Magic is trash for starter decks. Pokemon is trash for starter decks. Force Will has the best starter decks in this that I've ever seen. In like bar none. Mm-hmm. Kirik is a ruler from a starter deck who is still probably the second best option to play.
Yeah. If you can find those starter decks in the beginning of the cluster at a reasonable price, those are good picks too.
Yeah.
It's just right now, because there's a lot of them out there, I'm sure.
If you want to play competitive, probably get Kirik. and play and like get his starter deck and just kind of play around with it. Make sure you're playing with his unsealed ability. Kind of read up on that. You know, make sure whoever you're playing with knows how those unsealed abilities work. That way, you know, you're not getting
and you
people
can always
mad or anything.
the alt art with his ability unsealed is like $2, so
Yeah.
you can always get that as well.
Very
like
cheap.
Starter deck
I agree
Keurig would be good. Like 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 the Lost Homes. I really love the Gil in the Lost Homes. Like he feels like a stronger he feels like a stronger like one of those dragons who, you know, flips for 5 and kills everything.
Yeah.
I agree with the way David's pretty much saying is get that Lost Homes deck, get used to playing, and then when Valhalla comes out, you can really just jump into it.
Yeah, and you can like slowly accumulate
As you get
staple cards from Rhea Cluster, or if you decide to start with Keurig, you can slowly build your Keurig deck with only Rhea Cluster cards, and when the new set comes out, you can just easily slot in cards from the new set or new starters.
Like I would almost say Keurig would be a better choice than the Lost Home. Like the Lost Home starter deck is a better, more friendly deck, I think. Like I really like it. It teaches you a lot of the good mechanics, and I think interaction is super interesting. But I feel like Keurig would be better, more competitive, and a better deck, like a better starter deck to buy.
Well, with how cheap these decks are, assuming they're available, I would still say start out with Lost Homes, and once you got pretty much the hang of it, then decide which of those starter decks you like. Keurig is good, Pandas are good, Gil might be good. What's the other two?
Rhea and Pandas.
I already said Pandas. Rhea, and what's the fifth one?
Shayla.
Oh, okay. Shayla is pretty good
Shayla?
if you like blue and control. Shayla's great. So like you can decide which one you want after you got the hang of it, and it's like $15 for one of those starter decks, and you can just get those down the line. So it's
that dog.
Yeah, he's having fun.
One thing I would say is that I agree with Shadow Phoenix. Like, find a couple people to play with. Like Colin, Oscar, and I never had. Like, we never had like 20 people locals. You know, we never had like a huge scene. We would go to tournaments and like we would make up half the people there. Yeah, but I still had fun. Like other people still had fun. As long as you can get like 8. I mean, and still, you know, I'm pretty sure they still make up half the people who end up going to these, but to their locals. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to their locals for a long time. But the idea is like build your own community, or you know, just have a friend or two to just play around with it. If you have siblings, like when I got into Magic, I didn't play like. I didn't actually go to events or Friday Night Magic or anything for like a month or two. Like, right? Like, I would probably like, you know, it was summer break. I could like chill out and stuff, but like, I would just sit at the table and like, you know, I would ask my brother just like, hey, you know, do you want to play a game of Magic? And then we would just like jam like 5, 6, 7 like games of just like really easy Magic. You know, I'd switch decks, he would switch decks. It's just, you know, when we just like play, like it was like at some point we would play like every other day or like every day, and it's like that's just like something super casual like that is great to have.
Yeah, Melissa used skills once sensor counters. Another no, it's on Facebook, but like I know Melissa recommended the judge group like on Facebook, but you can like Shadow Phoenix said, we have a Discord you can jump on, and there's a lot of cool people there that know their rules pretty well.
Yeah,
can help you along.
Yeah, and you can just and there's different channels. So if you have a deck list or looking for deck ideas, there's that channel as well. There's also what's that music? It's cool music. We're gonna start updating it more.
It's probably League of Legends and
no, I play music in the background. Oh nice. Welcome to the Discord. We and hopefully on tcgscrubs.com we're gonna start putting more deck lists on there, so you'll be able just to click on the deck list tab and it'll be all be there, so you can find different rulers and stuff. And we'll, if there's cool stuff, what we should start doing is posting the deck lists from that our patrons submit as well, so that those are always there and we can just update them as they update them as well. And yeah, no, the Ruler School Discord is now open to the public, I believe. It used to be patrons only, so now it's open to public, so you can join there. And there's some judges in there as well. Yeah.
Stop plugging our competitors, Colin. Colin is our competitor now. Colin is at ARG Colin.
We haven't launched our YouTube channel yet. Soon.
You know what? It doesn't matter. You are launching a YouTube channel, and you literally just you pitched an ARG alternate card game. You're a competitor.
Yeah, I did. I'm pretty excited for that.
Competitors. Game Square is a YouTube channel that just gets this game started out. If anybody hasn't seen them yet, they have like 84 subs. I'd say we should all support them. They do like a weekly podcast.
Don't go to Red Zone Rogue though, right, guys?
We need to get him on. Do you guys watch Red Zone? We've been. I keep forgetting we've been meaning to get him on the podcast.
Yeah. We were actually talking to him, and then Mike ended up getting on before him. So I was like, "Oh no, I hope he doesn't feel bad." It's just he has a busy schedule. So
yeah, I was gonna say. To be fair, Mike was way easier to get on.
Yeah,
we'll have to have Mike on again though too. That was pretty fun.
Mike was terrible. We should have been drinking with Mike.
That could be the name of the podcast, Drinking with Mike, and not Deepwood Joey.
Just do a whole new show segment. Once a month, drinking with Mike.
Why am I drinking tequila and meat?
And if there's not a place that plays or stocks Force Will, just buy your stuff online, but go to your locals and play there. You know, start trying to do weekly play and get random people there and to show the store like, hey, there's support here. Like our locals, no one plays Caster Chronicles, but they sell all the product for it. I don't know where the product's going, who's buying it, but I buy it, and so they keep getting. So they're supporting the game because people are showing support. So you need to show them support, and there's a good chance if they're
Where
nice
in California
people.
are you? Custer Joe's too.
Cali's really hard. Like Southern California, so many stores have dropped. Like Southern California, I've been to like 4 or 5 stores, and I've seen a handful of them with like banners. You know, like they've had like 2 or 3 banners and like maybe like a handful of playmats that they've probably kept from half a year ago. But like there's really only one place that plays Force of Will in Southern California at least.
Where you're at?
Yeah, where are you in Cali? Cali's a big ass place.
Yeah.
AJ, where are you?
No, I'm asking
where am I?
The guy where he's at.
Yeah. I was trying to see if he's
Dallas is hard to find Force of Will.
Interesting.
Yeah. Core TCG is in Southern California. It's like a little bit. It's
Orange
near
County.
like it's a little north of Los Angeles, right?
That's where my family lives, is Orange County. I visit there once in a while. If you find a place, let me know, and I'll try and visit it when I visit there again.
Yo. I'm in Orange County. Where are you?
Oh man.
Where are you at? I'm not trying myself beat out or anything.
Right. And hold on real quick, because Core TCG is about an hour from him, which I know that was a complaint of Joey. So maybe y'all two can find a new location to start playing.
You two can start up your locals.
Oh man. I'm gonna get a new friend, guys.
Near Whittier? Where's Whittier, Joey?
Near Whittier. Holy shit. Okay. All right.
Joey's like, oh,
motherfucker, this guy's. I don't want to invite this guy in. Okay. I'm in Fountain Valley, Nowotic. I'm sure you know. You're probably in Fountain Valley too.
TC Generation.
Ooh. Oh, buddy. Oh, guys. This is scary. I might meet one of the people. Yeah.
Oh, that's new.
I'm literally like 5 minutes from Whittier.
There you go, you guys need to coordinate. He said TC Generation. All right, both of you go to TC Generation tomorrow and start up your locals.
I'm not
done.
I can't go tomorrow, but
he's on our Discord. So Joe, you'll find him on there as just Joe's Corner Joe. So you can always just message him on there. Figure out more in detail, like a meetup spot.
There's a TCG like literally seconds away from me, which is pretty nice. And I'm giving people way too much information right now.
His
Hashtag Joey
Discord
has a date.
Discord is Suspense. His name is Suspense on Discord.
Okay.
Joey.
All right.
Yeah, Joey has a date.
Real quick, what are we going to be running in Collinsville? What are we playing in Collinsville? It's like I said earlier, I'm leaning towards IU, maybe Sherry. We're going to do more playtesting, probably more intensively this week. And me and Colin were kind of busy this past week. We didn't play at all this past week. I think one game maybe. But we got to test against what we think is going to be up there. Those are the two I'm leaning towards.
Look at my dog. So
for
sad.
now. Hashtag Joey has a date.
No, did you check out Kingslayer Games? I'm like pretty close to there. I don't know if I'm not trying to like be weird or anything, but as far as around where I am, I'm near to Kingslayer Games. So
as far as what I'm playing, I mentioned this. The 4 decks that I'm looking at, Melissa saw. She let the dog out. The 4 decks I was looking at was originally a Panda OTK deck. I have a Soul OTK deck / board clear control deck. A Gil Alhamat, the Colossal Ruler deck that focuses on him doing his Colossal Judgment. And an Aimu deck that's just a whole lot of stuff going on. I think I've taken Alhamat out. And I'm wavering on Soul. I might take Soul out. So it's mainly between Panda and Aimu, but Soul could jump back in. I'll share the Alhamat deck and deck list a little bit later, maybe this week or next week, because I still think it's a cool idea. But so it's mainly Aimu, Panda, and maybe Soul. I really like your Aimu list. I have a couple issues. Like I don't like the Zero personally. I'd rather enforce the horse came out and like
something cool that Joey and is it Nobotic in the Twitch chat have in common right now is we are going to meet up and kind of not have a real collection because Joey stopped playing essentially back after Curse of the Frozen Casket. So you are kind of going to be like completely new jumping into this, getting like a starter deck.
We're like
Joey's collection right now is essentially Wanderer collection.
Listen. This is 100% what's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna meet up and like say like, oh hey, what's up? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to find forceful stuff, and then oh, are you down for a couple games? Yeah, but I just have these super old cards. I'm gonna bring out like Zero Bomb or Reflector Fray and like Beast against him, and like. Oh yeah, just enjoy playing against Reflector Frayed,
Joey can also not be a dick. Real quick, do you guys ever test on Lackey against anyone else? Yeah, I do Lackey games occasionally. I've been super busy, but now Friday, Saturday, Sunday is pretty clear for me. During the week, usually not. Monday through Thursday, not for me. But yeah, like I'll play testing against some people occasionally. To try and get some variety. I was playing against Jan a lot, actually. We played like every night for like 3 or 4 days.
I haven't had time to do it. But I wouldn't be opposed to it as long as like say we would both have a mic and can communicate. Makes it easier to typing. Because I played against somebody in a tournament once on Jeremy's channel and had to type his whole way through because it was like the middle of the night. Where yes. That was a little difficult.
I played against someone when I played against my only experience playing against actual other people is when I played in Jeremy's tournament. First time, and I brought Fair because I'm an asshole. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I played against somebody who also had their mic off, and it's very interesting. Like. Lackey isn't too bad for that because it has kind of like pre-constructed stuff. Yeah.
He asked if you can do voice on Discord. We're literally on Discord. This screen you're seeing.
Honestly, right Discord. The reason we have a Discord is because it's pretty much become like in my opinion. I don't know if this is actually fact, but like it's become the de facto like gaming. Communication device between people. Like
it's great.
It used to be like people do like Skype. They used to do TeamSpeak, I think. Some people do like Mumble. Like we've tried all of those. I don't think we ever tried TeamSpeak, but
No.
I did for a
Um,
little bit.
Mumble.
No, we definitely did Mumble.
Oh,
Or listening to Colin and I and Melissa, I don't know. But
We did a lot of weird
like
stuff for a
Discord is
while.
just like they had a like curse voice for like a little bit, but you know, like Discord,
unfortunate.
I guess it ended up running out, huh?
What was
That
the
was
other
for
one
the
that was,
timing
like-
of Curse Voice was unfortunate because it's a little bit before Discord came out, I think, if I remember right. And Discord is just
Curse voice,
better
I
in
think,
every
could
way.
have. Yeah, Curse voice, I think, could have. I mean, I never tried it, but from all I hear, it could have been the next big thing.
Yeah, but
This was one
Discord
that
came
back
up
in
with
the
the
day that
genius
was, like,
idea with
AOL
channels.
Messenger.
You're thinking of are you thinking
I
of
get-
Google
I get it-
Hangouts?
I get it confused with Firefox because they had a similar name.
Are you thinking of Google Hangouts?
Turn to me now.
Sorry, no, okay. Restate your question because I totally missed it.
I said, what was the one that was like AOL Instant Messenger that you would use,
MSN
and it had the whole
Messenger.
interface. No, it had the interface where you're in game, you can do the shift tab thing like the way Steam does, and you can chat. But it also had TeamSpeak on it, like you can talk.
Curse
It had a
did
name
that.
similar to Firefox.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
I never had that.
Ventrilo,
I
yeah.
never. That doesn't
I remember.
sound
It was back when
familiar.
Call of Duty 4 had first came out, and it's what I was using to talk to people on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I never did that. So
I don't think I talked to people when Call of Duty 4 came out.
But anyways, we have channels. If the channels aren't functioning correctly, we can always make more. If it's
Ventral.
too crowded. Just let us know. I know, and I don't think he's listening anymore, watching anymore. But Fire Drake is always looking for somebody to play with on our Discord, and I always felt bad because I just never had the opportunity to play with him. But for anybody looking to play some games on Lackey, he's always getting ready to play a game on Lackey.
He's really. I've talked with him before too. He's really chill, cool.
yeah,
I
we
don't
should.
know. If,
I'm
I
telling
think-
you,
What you want to do a
when
tournament?
you do like tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
No, we want to. It's just coordinating and figuring
Like,
out how to make it cool. Because
free play
I want to
team.
make it. All right, I'll be straight up. How I want to do it is, tournament. You guys do it set up, but similar to how DMO I think did it right, where you guys schedule your own meetups. That way, there's more freedom throughout the week. But I want to make it so at least the top players, when they play out the last couple games on the weekend, I want them to play it on the weekend, and then we stream it on Twitch, on YouTube, with us casting it.
Yeah.
So it's like an actual tournament
That's
event. It would be super
Kind of
fun.
how Zach was originally like thinking about it and stuff. Because I mean, I think he was kind of like the main person to kind of want to start tournaments, but I mean, it never really took off when we were doing it. We just didn't have time. Like just
it didn't because I remember we were busy, me and Colin, and we're like, okay, guys, you want to do that? Do it. But then y'all never. Actually
yeah, we were
That is
busy. Like
specifically
it
what
just
happened.
never. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
That also happens when he drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Derperherp. Okay, Derperherp. I never actually played a game Force Will. Might hit up that Discord someday and play some games on like it. People don't mind my slowish pace. Yeah, no, like I said, I know Fire Drake would be down to play for sure. I see Double Tick's down to play. When I have free time, I'll probably not leading up to this GP because I'm just gonna be probably deck testing and stuff with the ARG folks. But after that, I'll be back to my normal stuff and be down to play some stuff. And I know there's other people who look for games. It's just random times they look for games. So sometimes hard to coordinate. But and just say like,
X-Fire. Sorry, I jumped in on that. X-Fire was what the app was called.
oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Nothing to do with Firefox. They both had a letter that they shared a letter. I'll give you that.
Fire. They shared a word, fire.
But yeah, Lackey and Untap are the two big ones. Untap, there's more people on it to play randomly, just on the fly, and it's way easier to build a deck on there. In my opinion, Lackey's better for everything else.
Yeah, I noticed when we logged on Untapped, there is a lot of people on there. And it said they were all within the Force of Will section. It's like about 50 people. But you get on Lackey, and yeah, if you're looking for a random game on Lackey, and you didn't communicate with anybody like on Discord or Facebook, whatever you're doing, there's like 3 to 4 people, and they've already people who are playing amongst themselves, like a group or something. So
also, if you haven't used Lackey before and you haven't installed it or anything like that, just go to tcgscrubs.com. On the main page, Oscar, there's a link to the video Oscar had made, which tells you everything you need to know to both get Lackey installed and set up, and also like different things you should know about how to play and different mechanics on it and stuff like that. It's newly updated, so it should be all good to go.
Yeah.
Never played, just watched some vids on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's how it starts. That's probably how Oscar started.
We got into it. Just learning how to play.
I just get into it because Oscar's like, we're playing this. And I'm like, okay.
Well, when we're done, if Force of Will was to ever truly die and it goes away, I'll be taking a small break and finishing school before getting into anything else. And even then, I might just buy people's old Force of Will collections that they don't want, so we can just build an infinite decks that we'll be playing. That's my dream.
I'll be like, wow, looks like the money's in Pokemon. I guess I'll do Pokemon YouTube channel now.
No, I'm 100%. I'm 100%.
I agree.
100%. I'm 100% playing Magic after if Force Will ever dies. I'll just be like, oh, draft, yeah. Oh, look, this LG. I don't wanna draft.
Well, I assume if Force of Will died, the company would die. But if it didn't, I would continue playing casters at least because I enjoy that.
You would. I hate casters.
I love it. Joey
I hate
hates
comeback
games
mechanics.
Joey gets salty. Joey's so salty.
I hate comeback mechanics. You shouldn't be rewarded for losing.
No,
you're losing.
Joey, what?
Take your L.
It's a cushion mechanic against pure power decks of instant wins. First off. Second off,
well then they shouldn't print that shit.
There's cool mechanics that just came out.
To win bullshit.
There's a cool deck that it comes out involving Tengu 48 that involves you putting cards into your orb zone and then playing cards to corrupt your own orbs to put them into play with the break mechanic to populate your field with a semi-infinite combo, and it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I love it.
Wow. Okay, that's super gay because I had that idea already. It was just it didn't involve corrupting my own orb zone because that's super gay. But you shouldn't say that. But like the break mechanic, literally I had an idea to make a deck with only break cards. That way when you attack me, I just start winning because you're attacking me, and you get penalized for attacking me because I just play stuff whenever I want. It's not fair.
This is true words were never spoken from someone who doesn't play the game.
I know.
It's really not as bad as they've printed like 2 break cards since then. Like it's really rare to actually hit a break unless you build your deck around the break. And if you do, then all you're going to pull break cards. Break cards are a higher cost than normal cards for the effect you get. So like it's a bad balance of the break mechanic is very rare to play unless you build your deck Tengu 48 deck.
So check.
Force of Will does have the best looking art. I agree.
It does.
Like okay. I'm gonna be real with everybody here. Who are the 5 people here are, right? Like Shadow Phoenix, I agree. Like I'm not getting back into Magic because
you get out of here.
I quit.
Pigs and pandas were the greatest thing they printed. Continue.
No. He said
also true about it best until they start printing elementals, pigs, and pandas. First off, that I think it's that I don't know if it's an elemental, but that leaf that has the stick for a face was one of the greatest pieces of art they've ever printed.
That's 100% an elemental.
Okay,
literally has a leaf as a face. That's like elemental.
One of the greatest
incarnate.
pieces of art they've ever printed. Pandas are great art.
Yep.
Pigs are one of the greatest art things that I've loved following this entire thing. Like watching the spoilers and be like, oh my god, there's God Piggies in the background. Oh my god, he's wearing a necklace, and we find out that each like tooth is an enemy he's defeated, and like all these great things they've done with pigs. The flavor is amazing.
Question. Hooflung just said, "I am here." I'm hoping that's a My Hero Academia reference from a fucking left field from when we were streaming from like an hour ago. But
from 3 hours ago.
Fuck you, Shadow Phoenix. I love the art. Okay, listen. Real talk though.
No, if you want to talk about middle school art, go play Final Battle. Talk about
okay. I agree, Shadow Phoenix, but listen, like Force Will has the best of everything you could ever imagine of a card game, except for people who want to play it and locals. Like, it in my honest opinion, it has the best mechanics. Like, it combines everything of what everybody loves to play of every single fucking card game in the entire world. Like, you got Hearthstone's mana system, you got you got Magic's commander system, you've got Yu-Gi-Oh's 40 card deck, you've got the combat system that's pretty original. I mean, not really original, but pretty original. Like,
the only thing
I love every single mechanic of all time. Yeah, it's best.
There's only one thing I don't like in Force of Will, which is the
green
combat.
Green cards. It's like green cards.
The response, how certain responses work during the combat phase. That's the only.
That is no. That is exactly like Magic, and I love that. I love that. That's exactly how it is.
Like I don't like
combat,
that. That like the specific example is swinging with someone. Like, you declare a block, no, okay, I'm going to beef it for 2,000, I win. That's the only thing I don't like, because you should still be able to. I think you should be continuously able to declare blockers, and then obviously after you declare a blocker and it dies or something like that, or something happens and it bounces, then you're SOL. But I think there should be a continuous ability of declaring blockers due to, if they can respond by buffing it, you can respond by blocking it. That's a personal opinion. Obviously there's reasons not to do that, but that's just a personal thing of mine. And also Hooflane said indeed, and saying that's a My Hero reference.
Nice.
God, last episode was hyped, by the way.
Oh my gosh, there's so many messages right now. Okay. I love the mechanics of Vorcel also. A Voltron episode. I don't get that reference. They refuse to really put effort into balancing for Wander. It's all like all the stuff for them. It's all the cards that fit one device. Yeah, Wander is a really interesting format they have now. Like, So, I want to address Colin's thing first, because the way they do it is very interesting. Like, you can get past blockers as long as you kill the blockers before they've blocked. Or, like Magic, if they've blocked, and your guy isn't getting through unless he has trample. And that's basically shadow blocking. In Force of Will, shadow blocking doesn't exist. Everybody, I assume, knows this, but
I don't like shadow blocking either. I agree.
I like your idea, Colin, of being able to assign new blockers. Like,
you can only block once, but you can continuously block, if that makes sense. Once you declare blockers and they bounce it, you're SOL. But my thing is, like, do you declare blocks? No. Okay, I pump it, I win. That's like, or I just pump it and do something, a shit ton of damage, or different things like that is my main thing I don't like. I think they're like, do you declare blocks? No. Okay, I pump it. Okay, in response, now I block. Now that there's new information, that's my.
No. Okay. No. So Magic has the same thing where I love how you can pump stuff after they refuse to declare blockers, because they're like, listen, I'm not going to die from that, and then you combat trick them and you end up winning the game. Okay, so my issue with your... Hey, Oscar. Oh my gosh, I am really feeling that hit of drunkenness. Okay. Okay, check it. I think it's interesting that you can bypass blockers with Force of Will. In Magic, this is called going wide. In Force of Will, it's very similar to going wide, but you can blank out blockers and get extra damage through. I think this is such a great mechanic. I love it. I absolutely love it, but I think it would be interesting if they could declare new blockers, which is I thought what Colin was maybe suggesting, but maybe not.
All right, see you, Cody.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Thanks for joining
Bye,
us, Cody.
Yeah, I didn't expect this to go for like 2.5 hours.
Right? No, I love
it's
this.
been great. It's the same thing I said before, where it got down. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's winding down. And then all of a sudden, it was like, do back up to the viewers. So I was like, okay, I guess they like.
How about
let's just keep going for another hour or so.
I'm fine with going as long as people want to.
Yeah, right.
Real quick.
Go
ahead, Oscar.
I say, what do you guys think about like once a month we just do this thing? It's just totally chill.
Let us know below if you guys like this, like doing a once a month thing or something like that.
I will buy beer before I start so that I can.
I'll be prepared
because I love beer.
Especially during the summer, this will be easy.
I'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it in the summer. And next one I'll do it at Colin's house, and then I'll drink with Colin.
He'll be right here. Nice.
I don't normally drink. Just heads up. I don't normally do it.
I want to real quick respond to Hooflon. He said it. Hooflon. He said his biggest problem is they refuse to put effort into balancing Wander. I agree with that, and it sucks because they're like, well, if you like Wander, you guys need to really show your support by going to the GP and doing all this stuff. Otherwise, the company won't support it. It's like, well, how are we supposed to? Let me finish my thought. What are we supposed to do if you like? Here's a game. Here's the format. Broken. They're like, well, we'll fix it if you guys play it. They're like, well, we can't play it if it's broken. Can you fix it? Then we'll play it, and then you can support it. And they're like, no, you gotta play it first. And so it's this weird thing where the company is like, they're kind of. I think Jeff has helped with that, trying to push it a little bit more, but also they kind of don't understand. It's like, oh well, if you guys really want Infinity War, you should go see Avengers Infinity War. You should go watch Iron Man. And we're like, well, give us the other movies that lead up to it so we can get excited for Infinity War. And it's like, no, you got to watch Iron Man first. It's like, well, we tried it, and or Iron Man 2 first. Let's say that. We tried it. It was okay. We want some good stuff before we get to Infinity War. They're like, well, we can't do good stuff until you get through the bad stuff. And it's like, what? No, do good stuff to bring us into it more so that we better support it and give you guys more money, and then in turn you can have money to support it or whatever. I don't know. That was a bad analogy, but
Okay. Alright, no. I like that. Hey, Colin, why are you posting memes in our fucking Facebook chat when we're live?
What?
I can't read that and do it.
Colin's not. Hold on, guys.
I know that was you.
Why'd you say Colin?
No,
guys,
Oscar,
look at this.
Oscar.
People don't talk to me or anything. See if it'll. It's not gonna focus on it. I have so many notifications that I never get. I have 2 missed calls. No one ever calls me. 2 different people called me during this. I'm like, what the hell?
Those are called. Those are the ARG people telling you, hey, we need to stop streaming right now. You have not been introduced as ARG Colin yet. Okay. This needs to stop. This needs to stop.
You're really drunk.
I am getting there. I'm getting there. Okay, listen, Oscar. I am.
It's like water for
I
him.
am monitoring. Hold on. I am monitoring Twitch chat on my phone, and I can't keep. I read memes while I'm doing this. Okay.
Well, it's for later, man. Jeez.
Okay, well, I'll get to it later.
Maybe we won't do this once a month.
No, I love this. This is once a month, 100%. Okay. Wait. Okay. No. Let me do my Wander spiel though.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not what I wanted to talk about. So my issue with Wander is that. Let's look at Magic the Gathering because they are a successful card game.
That's
successful.
On the decline, yeah.
And they have you shut the fuck up. And they have kind of talked about how they want their stuff to go. So Magic the Gathering never supported, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, they never supported Legacy or Modern until they had a shit ton of fucking content to support. First of all, is all of a sudden like, hey guys, Wanderer is super cool. Check out Wanderer. But they don't realize that the New Frontiers bullshit like completely fucks up Wanderer. like Keurig is the shit in Wander because Keurig just plays a bunch of bullshit and then Cthulhu's come in and they just aggro the shit out of you, from what I've heard.
And
so,
Sherry became Reflect Refrain in Wander, where you could slot in anything you wanted.
And then got banned. Like, they got banned. And so my issue with okay, but my point is that Oscar, okay. My issue with I thought you were frozen for a second there. Okay. My issue with Wander, yeah, you're just not moving for a second there.
He does that.
Oh my god. Okay. So my issue with Wander in the Force of Will company is that they have not gotten to a point yet where Wanderer is a legitimate format that they can support, because if they release cards that are too strong in New Frontiers, it leaks into Wander 100%, and it's just this weird combination. So, like Sherry, right? They banned her in Wander, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
And this was 2 sets ago. Like, how do you inspire faith and okay. Huh?
1 set.
1 set ago. Okay, I kind of included this set and last set in 2 sets. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
That was a little bit.
Okay, so one of the points I want to make is that Modern and Legacy. Okay, less Modern, but Legacy and Modern. One of the ideals they try and espouse is that I'm very drunk and you shut the fuck up. Okay, but
just the voice level, bring it down just a little bit more.
One of the things they espouse in these formats is that
deep all
they are.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying.
No, it sounds like you're saying.
Okay?
Yeah, no, it sounds like you're saying something important. Like, listen, guys, what they're trying, the ideals they're driving through.
Espouse was a very good vocabulary word. I'm very good with vocabulary. Listen, okay. I've not even checked any of the chat, but okay, check it. So, one of the things they espouse is that Modern and Legacy should be a relatively stable format. Do you guys understand that? It should be stable, because Modern should not be having Splinter Twin banned, and it should not be having bullshit banned. And I haven't played fucking Magic in years, but the idea is that Modern and Legacy should not be constantly changing. You should be able to pay $600 for a Modern deck and be able to play that deck for 5 fucking years. Wanderer does not have that, because Wanderer is not established.
So here, I don't know what Joey's trying to say. But what I'm trying to, the thing that I think it boils down to, so Joey was onto something with New Frontiers in relation to Wander, and the problem is that when Wander is strong, it's usually because it has a strong combo. Guinevere works with combos with other stuff. She's strong on her own, but different combos, Reflect Refrain combos.
I want to click that link, but
it's Tyrant Teskar. New Frontiers, the problem that New Frontiers, this is the problem with New Frontiers and Wander, but they print strong singular cards, and then when you put that strong singular card into Wanderer's already strong combos, so Wander, say they have 3 cards, power level 5, altogether they're power level 15, which is super strong when you get them all off. And then all of a sudden you put a power level 10 card that slots in and replaces one of those power level 5 cards. That's a huge jump. And so that's what New Frontiers does to New Frontiers, but it amplifies inside of Wander, because you're able to get a bunch of single cards that amplify with combos. And I agree. Oscar and I had talked about wishing that they would straight up reprint cards. Instead of just the functional reprints.
I like reprinting cards. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I remember back when we played Pokemon.
Real quick,
cool,
though, Splinter Twin was bullshit. So, sorry. Okay, go. I'm trying to catch up on Twitch chat. I don't even know what other kinds of chats are going on. But
I remember
Splinter Twin is bullshit.
I remember back in the day
the Pokemon
that back in Pokemon, like being able to run certain cards we wanted, like I'm gonna run the old school VS Seeker, I'm gonna run the old school Ultra Ball, or this version of like Professor Oak's or Professor Jupiter is way better than this other version. Just those reprints are really awesome, you know.
And it was cool to do that with Dual Stones. You could do that with Dual Stones because they did straight up reprints of that weren't functional reprints. But yeah, I don't know why they don't. 'Cause Jeff came out and said that they're not going to do that outside of Vingolf, and I think that because they did do that in Vingolf 1. They did straight up reprints with a couple cards. But yeah, I think that's super unfortunate because I think it's cool. It makes it so they're not just doing, instead of putting in a 5-cost vanilla bear that's the most useless card ever printed. Why not do a reprint of a common card that people liked? That's not super strong, but it's a decent common card that people thought was cool. Maybe they didn't even like the card. They just liked the artwork. So it's a new artwork of a character people liked inside of that card. Stuff like that I think would be super cool and a nice touch inside of the sets, especially now that we're visiting Valhalla again. Why not?
Maybe. Before Joey talks, quick question. Joey, were you supposed to be streaming tonight in your own stuff? Or is that
I've got like at least another 20 minutes.
Okay, before you talk anymore. So if you guys are enjoying Drunk Joey, you can always check out. He streams with one of his friends. They just do some.
No, do not check that shit out. I mean, yeah, if you guys really want to, check it.
You can see him get drunker. Second is, since he has 10 more minutes, we'll probably wrap it up soon. I saw he poured another glass.
He usually drinks during his live stream on Friday, so that means this is going to get worse.
Yeah. No. Hold on. Before you go any further, Joey. On Con's topic of talking about actual Force of Will stuff, what are your thoughts on Dual Stones? I know we bring this up a lot, and we don't see if they're going to be reprinted yet. We know that they may rotate.
Before this happens, it came up again, Oscar. Hey. What does IIRC mean? Someone brought it up once in a chat, and I was like, I don't know what that means. Oh well, guess it doesn't matter. And I've seen it like 8 times since. Why is everyone using that? Also, what does it mean? What is IIRC?
If I recall correctly, boom! Fuck you guys.
There you go.
Oh.
Anyway,
why is everyone using that?
If I recall correctly.
Nobody uses it
because I'm fucking on Reddit all the time. Okay.
Yeah, quite a bit, and you just mentioned it.
Because I have leak speak. I did it.
Are the Redditors leaking into the real world?
Yo. Okay, so
voice down. You're talking.
And speaking of Joey passing out, he's passed out before and almost killed himself. Okay, continue.
It was a pretty bad one once. Was it your going away party or just a random time you started drinking? Where I was already in the restaurant throwing up, so you couldn't go there. And he
it doesn't count. This is Easter. It doesn't count.
Hey, this is how we celebrate Easter from drinking. He goes to the restroom, and I'm just in there like in the restroom. And I hear, "Oh my gosh, is he okay?"
Bye, Just Win.
Boom! He hit his head.
All right, real quick. Bye, Just Win. Thanks for joining. And we will try to keep up the great work.
Yeah, we don't have much longer on here. We don't move too much afterwards.
Yeah, Joe's
he was on the counter, and he was left
for
one, and he slipped, and boom, hit his head on the counter. Apparently,
that was the worst night ever. Cause he had done that and he like blacked out.
Yeah,
it was the worst.
It was pretty.
I
don't think I'm drinking heavily since then.
So, hey, Fire Drake. So Dual Stones also.
So yeah, back to it. Yeah, the reason why I was bringing them up is so we haven't seen them announced, and we're all automatically assuming they're going to get rotated. So first, initially, right now, thoughts on them leaving and rotating. Like, what's it going to do to the game?
First off, I find it super interesting that it sounds like they still haven't decided if they're keeping Dual Stones or not, which makes me think at least in this first set coming out, we're not going to have Dual Stones at minimum, because I feel like printing's got to start at some point, or at least having the stuff sent to the printer to prepare for it. So the fact that we haven't heard anything, I think they're not coming back, at least in this first set. He probably got a concussion, we'll be honest.
We watched it. No, he was fine.
Okay. So here's my thing, right? They said 10 J rulers / rulers, whatever. They said they haven't said.
Won't be too
Cody's
much longer.
back.
Don't worry. 10, 15 minutes time.
Okay. No,
Joe, do you need a minute? I can say my opinion while you
read.
bring your thoughts together.
Okay.
All right, real quick. Bring your thoughts together. I will say,
All right.
for dual
One,
stones,
two, guys.
I want them to rotate. I'm okay with them rotating. I think dual stones without, because we had a penalty in the form of split heaven that rotated. We had a penalty in the form of hook. Hook might have been too penalizing, but I think he was fine because he's targeted any special magic stone, which included ones that you were already penalized for bringing out, such as the ones that cost 300 life. So that kind of sucked. So without any consequence for playing them, I think they need to, those specific free dual stones need to go. Don't respond yet, Joe. I think ones that like cost 300 life or ship bricks from Mingle 3 are fine. Anything that is not a free dual stone is a good substitute. I think free dual stones need to go. I think dual stones as a concept should stay because of dual color decks, but there should be a penalty for doing it. It should not be so easy to run dual stones.
Well, I think the limit counter was kind of a good idea.
Yeah,
where,
shipwreck. That's the shipwreck.
I have so much stuff to say.
Okay, we should.
Okay. So I'll try and shorten it a little bit. Magic had dual stones, and then in like beta or alpha or whatever, and then they stopped because they knew it was dumb. And then 100 sets later, they had fetch stones, and fetch stones got to like $20-$30 each, and they thought that was dumb, so they printed more Bayo dual stones. That's what Force of Will needs to do. Like, dual stones are dumb. Fetch stones are less dumb, but still dumb. So, like, dual stones, original alpha, beta dual stones were like $200, $300. It's ridiculous. So, that's dumb. If Force of Will ever survives 100 sets down the road, guys, hang on to your dual stones because they're going to be worth $100, $200. So, my thing about dual stones is that I agree with Colin. They need to have consequences. That's how modern Magic. That's how Magic does it these times. And with as completely reliable as a like our stone deck that we play is super reliable. So we need stuff that comes in tapped. We need stuff that that kind of stuff is good, in my opinion. We have shock stones. People had oh my god,
go on.
I'm trying to remember what the Return to Ravnica
just
stones
to
were
remind
called.
Toby wanted to remind you this isn't MTG. We're talking about Force of Will.
I know, but Force Will borrows so much stuff from Magic that it's very important. In my opinion, it's very important to talk about Magic because that's something that has been around so long and it's something that is established that we need to talk about it because it's stuff that's already happened. Like, Magic can continue, Force of Will can continue to print dual stones and continue to make splashing into other colors completely reasonable, which I think is fine. Like, I think that's perfectly reasonable. Like, we've always had 3 colors be viable because we've had all of these like splashing and stuff. I know. People are probably getting bored of me.
I'm just laughing.
I know.
Are you done?
Are you done?
Can I jump in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
My point was like, I would like to see them not
read more.
announced. I would like to see them not announced anytime soon. I'd like to see this to go one set without them, and like maybe the set 2 of the Valhalla cluster is when they maybe reprint them, if they're to reprint them, even if they had drawbacks, so that everybody can at least see for at least 4 to 5 months worth of time not having dual stones, so they can say, hey, was that a good time or not? No, I didn't like it, or yes, I did like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, see a small period of time where we could reference like, hey, this worked well. It'd be great if we didn't have them. or something like that.
And I don't think...
I'd also be very like shocked if they announced reprints of them.
In response to Shadow Phoenix, I don't think that it would slow down the format, because I'm not saying to get rid of dual stones, I'm saying to get rid of free dual stones. So you could still have a fast format, you have a penalty to it. And also, it's interesting to note that the 50-minute time limit is only a problem in the U.S. for whatever reason. I think Jeff and stuff has talked about. Every other country doesn't have a problem with the 50 minutes, and I don't know why that is, but it's just a random factoid. Also, someone said we should record this dissertation so Joey can translate it when he's sober tomorrow.
Yep.
Maybe we'll try and like.
It should be saved.
If I have time, I'll try and edit something together here.
Hey! I heard people were drinking with me, and that turned out to be fake.
Colin, did you actually drink, or did you just grab bottles?
No, I drank like half a shot and realized that alcohol does not taste good anymore for some reason. It's bad, and so I was debating drinking straight out of the bottle for Fireball at least, but. Because I didn't want to leave and get a new cup for this, but then I was like, oh, that'd suck for someone else who wants to do Fireball. So I've been like debating what to do for quite a while.
I am completely off my hinges.
I had it was a whiskey shot, so it was enough to at least like make me do.
Like I am like, who flung fight me right now? Like I
like
played
Cody's
Magic.
idea. I like Cody's idea of.
I played Magic maybe 21 years ago was when I first technically played Magic. But, I mean, if he's from like 7th, 8th edition,
it's like,
he completely wins.
No, I'm not going to make this NSFW.
No, listen.
Cody said if a stone...
probably is...
Cody said
he knows a lot more about Magic than me. Okay, sorry, go.
Cody said if a stone doesn't share a respective color with your J-Rule, maybe one additional cost penalty of some sort, kind of like Commander, I guess, hashtag Joey. That could be cool. I'd be curious to see the implementation of that. Toby said he sees the statue card being played more, the 2 cost that makes all of your stones produce every color. Possibly. There's a whole lot of edition hate currently. I don't know how much of that's rotating. At least 2 cards of it are rotating. So yeah, that could see some play, especially if you're able to protect it and get it out and cheat it into the field. There's a couple ways you could cheat it out. I could see that coming out.
Response to Novotic: I don't drink, but I was smoking. If that counts, I say it counts.
I will
what
respect.
Were you smoking?
Who flung? You must be very knowledgeable in the Magic era, and I would love, like, I really love Magic, and I'd love to hear, like, you know, a lot of other, like, I kind of wish I was back into Magic because there's some interesting stuff happening, but I'd love to hear more.
I heard it was
maybe
not.
You should get back into Magic and make some videos.
I heard it was not
TCG
positive,
shows.
interesting stuff. Real quick, but also, real quick before you mention that. Before I forget, someone mentioned that one of the first games was Kaijudo. I want to mention that was a cool game. I didn't play it personally, but it was. I played some games of it, and it was really fun. I'm super sad I didn't follow through with this. Here's a little tidbit. So, Negative Legend, he does this series about dead games, and he goes into them. I was going to do that way back at the inception of the channel. And here's a sequence of events. I had planned out about 3 dead card games I was going to do. The format was a little bit different than Negative. It was going to be about 10, 20-minute videos. Go to the history of the game, how it played, why it died, and then I was going to end with a quick unboxing and gameplay video so you could kind of see what the product was like and how it was played. And that was going to be it. And I was going to do a new video every month or something like that for a new dead card game because I thought they were super interesting. And so my first one I chose was Kaijudo. And so I went and was researching it, and in researching it, I came across a lot. I didn't realize Kaijudo was like the big one that a lot of people played and was a big deal. And I came across a lot of stuff, and so I pivoted it and I was like, oh, you know what? Instead of that, Joey, stop typing. I swear to God, mute yourself, or stop typing. And so I pivoted, and I was like, oh, this is enough to like do a full video. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna switch to a full-fledged mini documentary. So I interviewed several people. I interviewed the top players in the U.S. and top players in the world who played Kaijudo. I interviewed the biggest store that hosted Kaijudo. That was the biggest store in the U.S. that the company used for all the promotional stuff. I was in contact with one of the designers of the game, who I think was shifted to something else when Kaijudo died. Whole bunch of stuff, put it all together, and then I have all of it, and then I just like got super busy with the channel, another editing job I do, regular work, different things like that, and so I'm sitting on a lot of stuff for Kaijudo to one day put that documentary together. But I hope to do that one day. Just as that went way longer than I thought, but as a side note.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Real quick on Twitch chat, by the way, love the news format, which is something awesome. That was Colin's idea from the beginning.
Which news format? Like what?
Ah, shit.
Your news? I'm assuming
Just
your
like the news in general, or like the news with Melissa now?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah. Oh, love the new news format. Oh, like with the green screen and stuff like that. Yeah, it was something I wanted to do like since I started the news. Actually, kind of the way I originally, yeah, it was with the green screen. My original concept for the news. I don't know if anyone. Oh, there goes Oscar. Hold on, let me get an image for Oscar. My original concept for the news was, if anyone ever watched Stupid Mario Brothers, that channel, Rich Alvarez, did this other thing called YouTube News, where the news comes last and the weather comes later. And it was funny. They would do actual news bits, but they would do it super funny, and it was like super exaggerative and like, this actually happened. Now to the weather. It's raining. And they would cut them off and like, shut up anyway. And it was super hilarious. And that's what I wanted to do. And Oscar hated it, so I never did that. But my original theme, yeah, DMO73 talks about the game. I'd like to see your video for it. Yeah, no, I found out, I don't know if, I think I had contacted DMO at some point, I felt like, before I even was in Force of Will before I even knew he was one of the YouTubers for Force of Will, because I didn't really follow the Force of Will scene even when we started our channel. Yeah, no, because he would be interesting to get his insight as well on it. I'm hoping maybe during the summer with my free time, because I also want to do the lore videos as well. It's just a matter of managing the free time, how I want to do it.
A lot of stuff we have to get done, especially by the time next cluster happens. But with that said, I think we should go ahead and just end it here. And
wait, no.
If you got what?
I just extended my streaming until 9.
No.
Yeah,
I think
we're wrapping up.
Shut it down. Guys, I get it. Shut me down, guys.
I would just like to say you guys encouraged Joey.
We did.
So if anything, shame on you too. You should know.
I didn't know it was gonna be that bad that fast. I thought you could handle his liquor.
Guys.
But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, please let us know in the comments of the video itself.
If you guys enjoyed this.
If you have a name for this, if we do this once a month. Turn this video off, Joe. Colin, turn this video off.
Oh no! I don't know how to kick people. Oscar, kick people.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think this should be called if we do this once a month. I love it.
Please let us do this once a month.
And we'll
not 3 hours, not 3.5 hours.